Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those that need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SkimPod, SKIMPOD.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Crunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere fine podcasts are available. And of course, it's the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Crunchy. And over on Twitch, we're still Stays Crunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum216,
Lunchbox2099.
And I'm your host, the internet's Tayrel713.
Stays Crunchy, Stays Crunchy, Stays Crunchy, Stays Crunchy, Stays Crunchy, Stays Crunchy.
So we were sitting at the dinner table. Tonight I made lasagna. It was with some sweet Italian sausage and just some regular, both of the ground turkey variety. So we're sitting down there eating. And I don't even know how this came up. And my youngest son was just like, "Hey, Big Anthony." I'm like, "Who's you talking to?" He was like, "You. I'm talking to you." And he was like, "That's little Anthony and you, Big Anthony." And then I was like, "Is that what you want to call me?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was just like, I didn't really know. First of all, it's not like anybody ever is in the house like calls me that at all. Like he came up with this all on his own that he wanted to start calling me Big Anthony, and I was just like, I kind of don't care. That would be kind of cool. But then his mom was like, no, his name is Dad or Dada or Father. Don't be calling him Big Anthony. And I was just like, I guess he's not really supposed to, but I did think it was just rather interesting that that's what he what he wants to call me instead of Dad.
It's a pretty sweet name, man.
Yeah, and it was just funny because I was like, "Hey, Big Sword Slash," to his mom, and calling Anthony, little Anthony for a little bit, but that was that was a joke of the night. I was just like, it's just so interesting. It's just like not that my older son isn't interesting. He's just like an old man. Like he's very put together. He's kind of like you know what to expect. On Saturdays, he's either in his underwear or chilling out all day, or he's got on his pajamas. Like he's very, very, very. He's like an old soul. Like I know a lot of people say that, but it's like when he gets home from school, like, hey, I'm gonna put on my PJs. If he don't got nothing to do, that's it. Like
You don't mind if I slip on my slippers, do you? My door shoes.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's what he does as soon as he really gets home. Like he sits down, he does his homework, he takes off his socks, he puts them in the hamper in the ball, and he'll have a snack, but he has on his slippers. And like I said, if he don't got nothing to do, he's in his underwear. Emery is just a wild card at all times, and it's just funny some of the stuff he'll say. Sometimes it's not funny to some of the stuff he do, because we went for a walk yesterday. And we was like outside at the beach, and this dude like picked up an icicle and start eating it. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Please don't do that. He was like, why? I'm like, that ice has like dirt and germs on it. He was like, man, it's ice. What do you? He was like, it's ice. How does it have germs on it? I'm like, it does. It came off a bench, and it just come off the sky. It came off the bench. It rolled off the bench, and it formed an icicle. And he was just like, hey, my teacher said ice ain't got germs on it. I was like, okay, all right. But we'll just stop it there. But
Holy smokes.
Never a dull moment. And I'm sure his ass will have some caveman disease coming up this week. because he ate an icicle off a bench.
Oh my God. Box, what do you call your parents? Because you have a selection of parents to work things out on. So, like, what do you call your various parents and step parents?
Mom, dad, mom.
Really?
Yeah. I don't go by like the what would be the typical white person. Like, I don't call my dad Andrew.
Is your dad named Andrew?
Yeah.
Oh.
Data I've never had, but I also never thought I needed it. Although I do know Anthony's mama name, and I think you know my mama name.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm sorry, Box. I should have asked you what your pop's name was.
Yeah, my birth mother's name is Lucy.
I know that.
Yeah, my dad's name is Andrew. And then my stepmom's name is Rebecca.
Huh. Rebecca and Andrew. Dig it. Your stepdad is Joe, right?
Yeah.
You call him Dad?
No, that's the one exception. That he came around when I was already in my. He came around when I was already in my 20s.
Yeah, for sure. He was a grown man. I'm saying
you're both Winfield, Joe. Come on.
Yeah, like you're banging my mom, but that's your all business. But I'm not gonna be up here calling
Joe
you Dad.
sounds more like a love maker, but okay.
I don't know. I've seen that man. Nope. I refuse to give him that much fees. No disrespect, my man's, but
I mean, it is a comedy podcast at its heart.
Hey, some people don't take jokes well, so we give a no disrespect intended. But if you felt disrespected, I'm sorry.
Man, he ain't never gonna hear this.
Hey,
yeah.
Oh my gosh,
shit, dude didn't even answer my phone call last week, so we should went right to voicemail, no callback.
Oh, so that's an ignore. That's not even whatever.
Yeah.
Ring and go to voicemail, or did it go straight to voicemail?
It went straight to voicemail.
Oh, see, that's a deny. That means you just pushed the button and didn't even take my motherfucking call. That's the problem.
Oh.
Hey.
What's up, OG?
What's going on?
You want to say hi?
Hi.
You got anything you want to talk about? Yeah, I'll give you the floor for a couple minutes if you want to talk on the podcast. Bro.
So ice cream ass.
Do you... Okay. What song have you been singing lately that you really like?
Engine number 9.
Yeah, go and sing it real quick.
Engine number 9. On the New York transit line.
If my train goes off the tracks, pick it up. Back on the scene. Crispy and cream. You can try, but don't why, because you can't intervene. Let him know something. It's my nephew, people. It's pretty good at what he does.
You want to say? No? You want to say a bad word?
Hey.
He's a strong silent type.
Want to hear a song?
Yeah, you can sing a song.
The song that you've never seen in preschool.
It's a song you don't sing in preschool?
Yes.
What song is that?
You, or you.
Okay.
It's either you don't sing it, or when you don't sing it.
Okay. Well, you don't want to call me Big Anthony no more?
And I'm like, you can see. No way. Joe.
Okay.
Guys, listen close.
Listen close, all right.
Lend a helping hand, everything you can. Come along, you can go on. If I can, you can. Lend a helping hand. That's a pretty short song, and that's it.
That's it?
Yes, that's a pretty short song.
Respect.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you you lacing us with
That is a pretty short song.
Oh.
It's like 5 minutes long.
That's less than 5 minutes, but I see what you're saying.
It's 4 minutes long.
All right.
Fair,
Did you tell your mother you got up? No? No? Okay. Hey, how about you go lay down and I'll come back. I'll come up and rub your back, okay?
See you later, alligator.
All right.
Night, buddy.
I heard that.
Yeah, you heard that. All right,
that's what we call bars. You don't know nothing about that.
You don't know nothing about
I still hear that.
You still hear that? Hey, take that upstairs and put it in the bathroom for me, okay? All right. I'll see you in a little bit. Is Anthony asleep? Is Anthony sleeping? Oh, okay. Yeah, you really need
I mean,
to
like,
be
he
in
could
bed
be.
then, 'cause-
I'm not. Who am I? Like, I'm not ratting on nobody. He might be away.
Yeah.
Hey, Schrodinger's cat.
You need a light on? I'm not turning on another light, buddy. Here, how about this? I'll guide you this way. See? Go ahead. You can see now?
I find it fascinating that the screen too glows as the flashlight glows.
Oh, yeah.
That's an interesting little something. Hitting you on both sides. Here's something I discovered today that I hope shows up, but if it don't, it's all good. So my sister is out west vacationing, but also telecommuting to work, which I was like, you so and so. She in Cali, and as me and Aunt discussed last week, Box, you missed it. Aunt was looking for this IKEA thing, and we knew it was in Cali because we looked it up, and we was like, it ain't nowhere but here and here. And so we found it in Cali, and I hit my sister up, was like, hey, could you go get this? I see it. It is available near where you at. Could you go get it for me? And I go, and just send it to me priority so it'll be here in 2 days. So she sent me, just pictures of the package. Like I said, if I can do it. But picture of the package, picture of the receipt. And you can see that's a receipt.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, man, I need to get that tracking number so I can see where it's at. So I clicked the picture, right? And I'm just like, I'm thinking I'm a copy or whatever. But as you can see, clicking that picture, I mean, like I said, you can barely see it, but clicking that picture, at least if I can do it right now, literally takes me to the USPS website. The picture, the phone can recognize the number enough to know, oh, you want to track this. And it pops up and says, track this package.
Technology is wonderful.
Sometimes living in the future is pretty sweet. Because that's a wild one. So apparently it left Cali last night. So hopefully it'll be here tomorrow. And I will get it to you tomorrow or Saturday as need be.
I know
What was it? Or what is it?
Oh, I'll throw it in the dang chat.
Okay.
It's this little John.
Yes, Anthony's birthday is Saturday. And for a while I've been trying to get this thing, and we don't live near IKEA, and then on top of that, the IKEA's near us hasn't had it. The boys have been on a real drawing coloring kick, and I don't know about y'all, but I really didn't start drawing it, coloring in the lines until I was a mite bit older.
I don't know when I tried to color in the lines. I really don't remember.
It was
I'm almost positive I saw this kid who was just showing out. It's in the chat, y'all, because I can't get the screen to share the work. But I'm almost positive I saw a kid in school. His technique was real dope. He would use a crayon to draw around the image and then fill it in, basically giving himself like like what should have been. I mean, it was a thicker set of lines, basically. I'm saying just Crayola-based lines or marker-based lines. And I was like, yo, that's the move. That's the technique.
I think
so.
Speaking of this, because this was during Women History Month, Miss Bambeck got pissed off at me. Well, I don't know if it was just like, all right, let me just tell the story real quick. I guess that so it was during Women History Month, and we got these coloring sheets, right? And it was like a different women throughout history, like Susan B. Anthony, even, but fuck her, but and all these other ladies. And I remember, coloring them, and I remember she pulled us aside, like, you guys are being disrespectful when you were coloring these women. I'm like, what I had did was, so when you have ditto sheets, they're black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And I traced the facial marks on the people who were smiling and stuff. And she was like, you made it look like a mustache. I'm like, no, I just traced the line. And I'll never forget. She mailed it home to my mother, not knowing that the person who got the mail every day was me. You fucked up, Miss Bambeck.
Took your shit, punk ass. You be doing me dirty.
Yeah, I was like, first of all, I tried to explain to her she should have listened. Second of all, I wasn't at that point where I was just fucking up in school yet. I was like still too young to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make this a raunchy picture of Susan B. Anthony.
Who cares if Susan B. Anthony had a mustache? Susan B. Anthony probably did have a mustache. Let's be real.
She might have, but like at the same time, it's like, man, it was a freaking picture.
Susan B. Anthony's mustache sounds like a swear. Oh, Susan B. Anthony's mustache. What is happening here?
By Susan B. Anthony's Merkin, I swear to you.
Armed and dangerous. Ain't too many can bang with us. Straight up, we no angel dust. Label us notorious. Thug ass niggas that love to bust is strange to us. Y'all niggas be scrambling, gambling, up in restaurants with mandolins and violins. We just sitting here trying to win, trying not to sin. High off weed, monster gin. So much smoke, need oxygen. Steadily counting them Benjamins. Nigga, you should too if you knew what this game would do to you. Been in this shit since 92. Look at all the bullshit I've been through. So-called beef with you know who. Fuck a few female stars or two. Then I blew like niggas knew like my shit. Not to be fucked with. Motherfucker better duck quick. Cause me and my dogs love the buck shit. Fuck the luck shit, strictly aim. No aspirations to quit the game. Spit your game, talk your shit, grab your gat, call your click, squeeze your clip, hit the right one. Pass that weed, I got the light one. All them niggas, I got the fight one. All them hoes, I got the like one. All situation is a tight one. What you gonna do? Fight or run? Seems to me that you'll take B. Bone a big nigga, that's slowly. I'ma tell you like a nigga told me. Cash rules everything around me. Shit. Lyrically, niggas can't see me. Fuck it. Buy the coke, cook the coke, cut it. Know the bitch before you caught yourself loving it. Nigga with a Benz fucking it. Though it seem odd to you, Big come through with mobs and crews. Good fellas down to the mo thug dudes. Who's the killer?
Me or you?
Me or you? Hello, welcome to it. Stay Scratchy Milks, episode 485. We are already permanent residents. I'm your host, Ennis Taylor 713. As always, joined by my best friends. It's Big Anthony.
Hey. How's everybody doing tonight?
Lunchbox 2099.
I showed up this week.
You were here in spirit last week.
I was here in spirit, but I was in bed. I can explain that. As I talked about somewhat 2 weeks ago, last time I was here, I've been going through some health woes, and I had bought this bread that was advertised as keto bread, thinking it was low carb. I would eat that. Turns out it had a couple ingredients in it that kind of like rain hell on your fucking gastrointestinal system. And I didn't realize it until the second day that I ate it, that it was fucking up my stomach, because it had modified food starch and maltodextrin in it, which attack your gut bacteria and can cause stomach pains and gas and loss of appetite and things like that. So I was having problems. Like I made some toast and I put some tuna on it and everything. I ate it for lunch that day. And within a couple hours, like about an hour, my stomach started hurting. But I just thought, maybe, it's because I've been cutting out food and intermittent fasting and stuff. And, I'm on medication now and trying to walk a little bit more. I thought maybe my body was just, going through it. Then by the evening time came, I made dinner and then I got a couple bites into it and I just didn't want to eat. It's like the food was I wasn't hungry. I didn't want it. My body didn't want to put it in. Then I just started getting more tired and more tired and more tired. I just went, I texted you guys. I went in my room. I laid down. I was out by 10:15. Then the next day, I got up and I still wasn't hungry. And I forced myself to eat some nuts and some yogurt and a banana. Then by the afternoon, I was starting to feel okay. Then, I made some more toast, and I made avocado toast with that bread. And then the same shit started happening, an hour later. My stomach started getting fucked up. I didn't want to eat anymore. I was supposed to go to the gym that night, too. It was supposed to be my first day back in the gym. I ended up not going to the gym. I did go to Giant Eagle for a walk, a grocery store for those around here that don't know what Giant Eagle is. And, it was the next day when I started Googling, because my buddy had asked me that first day, what did you do differently today that all these other days? And I'm like, well, we had a fruit smoothie in the morning, which I had before. And I was thinking, okay, maybe the fruit smoothie fucked me up. And then when it happened again the next day, I'm like, well, I didn't have a smoothie today. And that's when I'm like, oh, fuck, the bread. So I gave away the bread.
What brand bread is this?
It was brown berry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Berry
Keto
is
bread.
it called just brown berry keto?
It was brown berry keto bread or something like that. I bought it at Sam's Club. But yeah,
Let's
it
take
did
a
not
look.
agree with my stomach, and so I gave it away. But I've been okay. That hasn't happened since then. So it definitely was the bread.
Let's take a look at what's in it. Water, modified wheat starch.
Modified wheat starch.
protein
Yeah, that's it.
Wheat protein isolate, oat fiber, sunflower flour, soluble corn fiber, organic soybean oil, yeast, inulin, which is chicory root fiber, natural flavor, sea salt, mono and diglycerides, preservatives, calcium polysorbic, soy lecithin, guar gum, xanthan gum, and citric acid. It is the amount of fibers in that.
Well, the one
With the
one
addition
I
of that
had
wheat
too has maltodextrin in it,
Yeah. So
which isn't good.
that is that yeah, with all those various fibers mixed in with that right there, yeah, you probably was just like everything's clearing out. So
everybody in this bitch get tipsy.
but it's a learning lesson. You was like, okay, we don't fuck with that particular brand's keto bread, or are we just not gonna fuck with keto bread at all for this point?
Yeah, I'm done with the keto bread. I have like regular 22 grain natural whole bread or whatever the fuck upstairs now. I try to not eat a lot of bread anyway, so
Yeah.
like it's not that big of a deal. I kind of find that like I really don't like fruit. Like I can eat it if I have to, but I don't like the
Okay.
way it makes me feel. Like I get like a blood sugar crash, and
It is fructose oftentimes has a little something on people's belly, you know.
Mhm.
I have found that the same thing with lactose and all these the various sugars that make your body say sometimes or whatever. Is there any particular fruit that has done right by you in the past? You're like, I can fuck with this,
I mean like
or it's just
I bananas always seem to be the ones that like just straight up make me like go high and then crash hard. But they're like one of the best fruits because of all the nutrients they have, like the potassium and everything, vitamins. But their fucking sugar content when they're ripe is just like so high. Because like the greener they are, the less the fiber has had a chance to break down. So when you eat them when they're yellow, they have more sugar because they've broken down the fiber content inside themselves.
yeah. Bruh,
So the yellow and so are the green ones the which ones are the best for you, the green or the brown?
The green ones would be easier to take because they still have more fiber content. If you eat them by the time they're brown, their fiber content is probably gone, and you're just eating straight sugar.
I always, when I was little, and I actually like ate more bananas because like you didn't waste food in the house. I would like them when they were green because they tasted more citrusy to me. I liked them before they you can smell it through the pack. I don't with the banana, like it's far gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's that was what I learned last week. I'm sorry I missed the show, but I was hunched over in pain, farting my ass off with a case of fatigue.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, your body was probably like with that much fiber, like you're probably having some mean cramps in your tummy too.
Oh, dude, I was in pain. I woke up a couple times that night with like stomach cramps. But it's like lately it's like so much shit has been like going on with my body between like the medication and I guess this kind of can be my segment or whatever because it's all that really my life has been for the last couple of weeks. But I had a thyroid scan on Saturday and they found growth, so now I have to get a biopsy done to see if I have cancer or not. So, or if like what the growths are. So,
thank you. Don't say if I have cancer.
Well, I mean, it's a possibility. It's on the table. It's not statistically highly likely, but it is a possibility. But I'm still waiting on them to fucking call me for that.
Oh, that is when you. I mean, it's been since when did you first?
He called me
get to
Monday
realize it?
afternoon.
Monday? Yeah, it's time to call back. Yeah, all right.
Well,
He's like, "Hey,
I
buddy."
know he put the info in because
Yeah.
the prescription that I got from the ICU the second time didn't have a refill on it, and it was one of the things that he told me he wanted me to take with the prescription that he gave me. So when he was on the phone, I'm like, "Hey, yo, this is good. I only have like 9 pills of this left, and you didn't give me a refill. You gonna up me on this or what?" And when I was at the gym yesterday evening, I got a text from the pharmacy that my prescription was ready to be picked up. So I was like, okay, he did put it in. And when I talked to him, he said that like it would take probably a day or two at the very least for the system to like kick the referral out and for them to reach out to me. So like even when they went to schedule the scan with me, I saw him like the prior Monday, and then they didn't call me until like a Saturday when I was, getting the hot water tank. Like, so it took them like well over a week to call me for that.
And yeah, how did the I know you were saying how your buddy and your dad were have found some good chemistry putting the tank together.
It was funny because I was trying to compliment them on that, and then it went from like me telling them how happy I was that they found each other, that they could have like common interests, and I tried to explain it in a way where like I felt they would get it. But then it's like my dad just can't be like take anything on surface level. It's like then it becomes like, well, yeah, because these things are important and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, look, man, I know the world economy is important and all these things. I'm like, but I have some more important personal shit going on right now than to worry about the value of the American dollar, especially when I have no control over it. I'm more worried about my blood pressure than how much a fucking dollar is worth.
That's about right. That's about where one should be right there. We always, not that we always do this, but we oftentimes find ourselves doing it. That was the lyrics of Notorious Thugs by the Notorious B.I.G. Today is March 9th. And unfortunately, 26 years ago, that young man was gunned down in Los Angeles. And I know we probably shouldn't be celebrating somebody's death day, but you got to pin that on cannabis for making it such a hot-ass line that everybody in mama knows, everybody who's a hip-hop head knows, the greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th. And so we try to make it more of a celebratory situation and not a bad, oh, that man, he died, so let's whatever about it. But, man, I always try to celebrate big on this day because I remember what was happening around this time. And he was so close to dropping his second album, and it was super excited about it and was traveling the country and so forth and so on. And so I always try to think of the good things and the good thoughts about my man. And I actually gave the patrons our older podcast, a podcast episode that we did about Big today, so that they could have that if they were so inclined. And yeah, that's all that was. Just saying, let you know, man. Rest in paradise, Christopher Wallace, man. The Notorious B.I.G. You are certainly missed, and you had such a gift. And this was on the cracking in that situation. So Box went first. Chaos this week, as you can tell. Who knows what the show is? Living in Anarchy, Cats and Dogs.
Yeah, Am I the asshole next?
Okay. No, I'm not going to do it with asshole next.
Everything I had to talk about was kind of intertwined,
For sure.
Like,
I know.
That's
I'm fucking with you, man.
It's been tough because, like, my fucking YouTube, I go on there now, and all it is videos about health and anxiety and shit. Like, I'm like, this was all helpful a week and a half ago. I'm like, I'm a little overwhelmed with it now. Like, let's get back to, like, the regular videos.
Yeah, bro. You gotta start just subscribing to some things and be like, all right, I'm fucking with this right now, or just start watching. I don't know. Like we actually remember how we discussed making sure we try to talk about what our YouTube shit is when we get to the entertainment section. We actually remembered to do that last week, and so that was a part of the show in your absence, good sir, where we added our YouTuberies to our entertainment section for once. So let's try to remember that toward the end of the show here. I got one news story for you, and it's oddly enough becomes a very personal news story unintentionally. But let's knock this singular news story out for you right now, and then we'll pass the ball to Ant. Keep it moving. It's great, people. I swear, it's a good show. I'm glad everybody's back on. This is from Cleveland Scene. Scene Cleveland, however you wish to word it. Susan Tebben of the Ohio Capitol Journal is on the byline. Legislation barring trans athletes from women's sports introduced in Ohio. Only 23 trans students in the last 8 years have asked to play a sport matching their gender identity. So it's not even a problem. They're making it up as they go. A bill to keep trans athletes from participating in women's sports in college and youth athletics was introduced in the Ohio House on Wednesday. State Representative Jenna Powell's House Bill 6 came to the House Higher Education Committee, where Powell spent her testimony emphasizing the biological differences between males and females and decrying a biological male ending up with a gold medal or a championship in a women's sport. This has not happened and simply won't happen, but, good on you, Jenna Powell. I am passionate about this issue because we cannot allow a girl's dreams of becoming a gold medal athlete to be crushed by biological males, stealing their opportunities, Powell told the committee. The bill requires separate single-sex athletics teams and allows athletes to file a civil lawsuit if the participant is deprived of an athletic opportunity or suffers harm as a result of a violation of the bill's single-sex participation requirement, or if the participant is subject to retaliation for reporting such a violation, according to analysis by the Legislative Service Commission. Democrats on the committee tried to pin down the amount of athletes the bill might impact, which is low, according to Ohio High School Athletic Association, and they pressed Powell on whether she believed trans women existed. I'm really more concerned about trans girls in our schools right now, said State Representative Mary Lightbody, Democrat Westerville. It's their mental health that I'm concerned about. Powell would only use the term biological male instead of trans woman when speaking on her bill, but instead the legislation aimed to keep a level playing field and maintain the integrity of the federal Title IX law. State Representative Joe Miller, Democrat of Lorraine, expressed his hope that proponents and opponents of this very challenging bill would be very intentional in dealing with the topic. He also pushed back on ideals made through Wednesday's hearing that having trans athletes might foil attempts by fellow athletes to receive scholarships or achieve dreams. I believe they will get scholarships and they will go off to live their dreams, even if there's somebody competing with a slightly better advantage, Miller said. Ask anyone that has gone up against LeBron James. The bill already has more than 24 Republican co-sponsors, and it begins its journey through the GOP supermajority General Assembly. One of those co-sponsors is State Representative Derek Marin, Republican Monclova, who has been causing an uproar in the House after being elected by the GOP House caucus initially to become Speaker, only to be beat out in the full chamber by current Speaker Jason Stevens, Republican Kits Hill. Marin has since been leading his own faction of Republican parties in the state with their own legislative priorities. As a member of the Higher Ed Committee, Marin put his support behind the bill, arguing the bill empowers students competing in girls' and women's sports. He also said support for the bill was so strong across the state that if an amendment was made to the bill to allow each school district to implement their own policy on it, he felt strongly the measure would be applied as written in the bill. A similar measure was presented in the last General Assembly. For me, I was like, Georgia? GA, but General Assembly. However, it fell short of passage after heavy criticism and hesitation due to a provision that previous bill that would have allowed genital examination to prove biological gender. This has passed the House multiple times because the House knows women want to continue playing on a level playing field, Powell said. Powell said she expects to hear from the group on both sides of the issue in the future. Committee hearings, including the OHSAA, who have already established policy on participation of trans athletes. State Representative Dave Dabos, Republican Columbus, jumped in when Powell asked for statistics on any denials of trans athletes in Ohio sports. Citing OHSAA data, Dabos said there were 23 instances of trans students asking to compete in the sport matching their gender identity over the last 8 years. Of those, 2 were denied. Why is this important? If you listened last week, you know my kids started playing lacrosse week before last. So my kid, who is trans female to male, is playing boys lacrosse. Men's lacrosse? I don't know how high school terms. I'm going to go with men's. Call these guys men. Put some respect on their fucking name. And a bill like this to probably just in real short order fuck up my kid's life. They will claim this is for protecting girls and women and blah, 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 but that's not what will happen. Some motherfucker on the other side will be like, I don't fuck with that they got a girl on their team, because they'll just disrespect my kid like that. And I know it, and you know it, because that's what this state is like lately. And it doesn't just bother me, it fucks me. And it means, I think it means I got to get up off the fucking bench and start doing some shit about this shit going forward. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what that entails, but it means I probably got to start meeting with other parents and trying to get things together. I probably got to go talk to my damn school board. And it means that this state that has a supermajority of Republicans running the state legislation will get this passed in no time flat. And our evil governor, who gives not a fuck about you as a person, will pass it as law. And then my kid probably can't play the fucking sport they just got a hold of and decided that they want to fuck with and seem to enjoy and are having a good time with and are respected by the boys who play with them. And that's wild to me. And so I guess it's about that time. You know what I'm saying? Time for some put up or shut up from your boy. And we going to figure out what that means in the very near future. But fuck these people, man. I'm tired of it, bro. I'm tired of the evil bullshit. They just are like, we can't fuck with gay people no more. So what can we fuck with? We going to fuck with trans people. We going to fuck with them until we make their lives a living fucking hell. That's just what it is. And then they'll go back to gay people, because that's already happened. Trust me, there are a couple of states already, Iowa being one of them, and I believe Tennessee is the next one, who have decided they're going to make it so that you don't have to respect the federal rules that say gay people can get married. Because they wanted to go back to the Supreme Court that is now a 6-3 majority on the right that will therefore, they think hopefully get gay marriage overturned in this nation again. It's all just this fucking setup. Get the fuck over yourselves. And that's that. That's your lone news story of the week. I told you it's personal. So how is Lee doing with the lacrosse? I know having a goddamn ball.
Okay.
Going every day. It was raining and cold one day. I think last Friday it was. And when a lot of people didn't show up, my kid was there out there in that cold, wet fucking situation out there practicing and doing the goddamn thing. They go out every day. They're learning how to pass the rock and so forth, because it's funny how lacrosse is laid out. Lacrosse is basically goalie, 3 defensemen, 1, 2, 3, like I think 3 or 4 attackers, goalie, defensemen on the other side. And it's been fun kind of learning the sport and seeing what's what and how it goes. They get measured up tomorrow for their helmets and pads and the like. Mm-hmm. And what's dope about lacrosse, like against men's lacrosse, is they get to check each other.
Oh,
the ladies don't get that opportunity. They can't check each other, but these motherfuckers can hit. And so I'm like, okay, we out here, man. And he hates that if they don't get back all the balls at the end of practice, mm-hmm. however many balls is left over is how many laps they got to run with at the next practice. He was like, Coach said he found 3 balls. He told me that today. And he told me that today. And I was like, and he was not too happy about it. I'm like, y'all got to count them hoes when y'all get started and then count them hoes at the end so y'all know y'all got them all back, or y'all just going to be running. And he was like, we tried to. And I'm just like, y'all got to be on it, man. Lacrosse is an expensive sport. So much so that I finally was just like, we gonna ask your people to help out. And so I hit up grandma, their uncle, and they was like, and I was like, look, man, this kid is playing lacrosse. I have bought this stuff right here, but they gonna need so much more. And he wanted me to hit y'all up and see if y'all's down to try to help out. And first one to answer back was a grandma who called him a he, which is a big step for her. I want you to know that. It's a massive step for that lady. and next up, his aunt hit him up, and it was like, all right. And then his uncle hit him up, and I was like, all right, we got it. Everybody said they down for the get down, and I'm excited about that, man. So, when it's all said and done, this law will probably, let's say it gets passed. The way laws work in the great state of Ohio, they wouldn't become law until next year. There'll probably be some court challenges to it. My kid will probably be done and graduated by the time it's all said and done, honest to God. But I don't like that it has to be a concern at all. Yeah. And But I'm proud of the kid, man. Out there every day, sweating his ass off. He himself needs to get some weight off of him and in a healthy way. You know what I'm saying? Not a jacked up way.
Man.
So I like that he's out there running and gunning and exercising and so forth. His uncle said, I got a dope gym in the basement. He can come over here and I can teach him how to exercise.
Yeah.
I go, hell yeah, I know he'd be down. So
I mean, that's one of the
it's nothing but support.
Yeah, that's
from
one of
the family. You know
that's one of the great things about sports that, like, I mean, I guess in some aspects are talked about, like the amount of togetherness you get, because like we talked about a few weeks back with the guy from Cleveland Heights that plays football. Like, that's where you get to meet different people with different lights. Like, we don't often get to like meet different people, and you're like, you get to have like a pure camaraderie with them. Like, yes, you meet people you work with, but like, you don't really work together. Like, you know, you being on a team, meeting different people, and hopefully, like, if stuff did go south, which you say it might, like, all these people that are playing with Lee will get to know, like, we had a trans person on our team. Like, why are you making this a hard thing when they just want to be involved and play the game? So, I think it's a great thing that that he's pushing on, but I think it's a sad thing that, like, it might be taken away from somebody else in the future. Yeah.
It's exactly what it is, man. Good Lord. Well, we are hopeful. Don't make me have to run for office, man, because I get up out here. Probably have to leave my job. No, there's rules for that. We have some things that say what you can do if you were to do that.
Yeah.
So
maybe so. Like, not often, but like, I thought about getting into politics once upon a time, but I think I'm okay. I don't think, like, at this moment, I think I'm all right.
We shall see. But oddly enough, first up as always, because that's the name of the segment, that oftentimes does not even come anywhere near first. But it's my man Tatum. What's popping with you this week, bro?
Man, this week has been not necessarily like a trying week, but it's just been like not really a great week for, like, I don't know what it's been this week. It's just been a funky week. But I finally did something that T did many years ago. And I cut the cord. Now, with cable, it was just like, first I had a great deal with my internet and cable. And then it was like, maybe it was like a few months back, but I guess I can go back a couple years. Like, I switched it from Spectrum to AT&T because my partner was starting to work at home, and AT&T had faster speeds, and it was supposed to be more stable. I mean, I think it still fluctuates now. I don't really it still is technically faster because it's like 500 MB, what is it? MD
megabytes per second, megabits per second, actually, I think.
Yes. So it's like 500. And I think Spectrum still only offers 300.
Really?
Yes. So yeah, because I actually got a card in the mail today, but like, so we switched, but then I think I was paying a fair price for, like, for some cable and channels. It went up. I called them. I talked to them, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll give you another introductory price for another 2 years." So They did that, and it ran out again. I was just like, honestly, the only, like, when they were talking to me, I'm like, the only channels we really do watch is the HBO, the Showtimes, and the Stars. Like, I don't remember the last time I was just like, what's popping on MTV too? or AMC. Well, like Walking Dead is over. Like, so we not watching no AMC shows.
I
And
thought they had some Walking Dead
like I know
extras.
Terry Crews is on the show on one of the new Walking Deads, but like if it really 60% of my day is down here where I am right now. And I don't have cable downstairs. Like that's where I use the apps for. Like if I was watching, I would use the Stars app or the Showtime app. And when it really comes down to it, like a majority of my entertainment was coming from Discovery Plus, which and I think I don't know if it's happening soon, but Discovery Plus and HBO Max are supposed to merge together. So like I called the company, I was like, hey, my cable bill has jumped up dramatically. And I only really watched the premium because that's the first thing they ask, like, well, do you want to get rid of the premium channels? I'm like, that's the only thing I watch. And then on top of that, like when you try to get rid of the premium channels, that brings down all your other cable. Like, oh, you can't keep VH1, you can't keep MTV2, you can have Nickelodeon, but you can't have Nicktoons, and you can't have. So I was like, just cut it. And I haven't I just today got what my bill is going to look like now. $71. I'm fine with that. After paying like $240 a month.
That's a far more reasonable situation.
I mean, and then I had a talk with the boys because the main TV watcher Anthony, little Anthony, he was like, so what's going on now? You got rid of cable? I'm like, yeah. He was like, I don't like that. I was but I was like, when was the last time you got up on a Saturday morning and turned on a cartoon? He was like, man, it's been a while. I was like, what do y'all do when y'all get up? Either they come downstairs and turn on the PlayStation, or turn on the computer, or they have their tablets. Like, you physically don't watch cable anymore. Like, you don't watch Paw Patrol and I was like, what's the last thing we watched on TV? And he thought about it. He was like, the Super Bowl. And I was like, that come on regular. That really comes on regular TV. So
it's like legally required.
Yes. So yeah, it was hard. I don't know why I feel like I gave up on something but I do feel like that. I
struggled with your decision for a little while as well. Because I was definitely leeching off of Anthony's cable login for wrestling and the Cavs games. That was like a year.
It was before we left off for the pandemic. We were still
No, it wasn't. You gave it to me last year because I was watching the Cavs games on the illegal stream sites from China.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was earlier than
that.
What
I use Andy's password for? I used it for when D. Zamero was on Showtime.
Yeah.
So then that's been over for going toward a year now. And I did watch some Cavs games with it on the what is the Belly Sports app, whatever that shit is.
Now, I know the money doesn't equate, but I did feel a little better about it when I gave you Paramount and Peacock. So I felt like it wasn't an even trade, but at least I offered something,
Well, yeah, and then I think right now I have a year with T-Mobile. You get a free year of Paramount.
Oh shit! I'll be paying for Paramount already. But is it which version? Is it a commercial version or what they giving you?
It is a commercial version, but it's free for a year.
Okay. So
mine has no commercials.
As you might recall, and you might not, my mama trying to be selfless gave it was like I'm getting Paramount Plus. I want to give you the login because you give me all these other logins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dope. I will get down some Paramount Plus. This is when Paramount Plus basically first got started.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was called CBS All Access at that point in time. In fact, not even Paramount Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I turned that shit on like day one, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Because it was all commercials. I was like, "I will not," and I go, "And she will not either." So because I had a login, I went in that account, swapped it to the commercial-free version, put my card in there, and kept it moving. And then she was mad, not mad, man. She's like, "I did this. I'm trying to do something for you." I go, "And that's fine, but I will not live with commercials." And so, let me just make your life a little better and my life a little better, and we got this now.
I might, now that I'm not paying for cable, I might do commercial-free Hulu.
Yeah. Yes. Just do that.
Because I don't it ain't bad right now because I'm not a big Hulu watcher. I'm a YouTube guy.
Pay for that one too. I'm telling you right now, man. I know you like, what's the point of paying for all this? It's gonna just send me back up to the same bill. But YouTube Premium will change your fucking life. And Hulu without commercials. And it's I've had Hulu without commercials so long I cannot recall Hulu with commercials.
I will never go back to regular YouTube. It's unwatchable. There's too many commercials. I pay the $12.99 a month, and my life is so much better for it. I wish that I could say otherwise, because I have the Peacock with the commercials, and I don't mind that. But YouTube was putting on like 2 commercials like every minute and a half. It was becoming unwatchable.
Yeah, YouTube has got egregious. It's like you ask for your mama for a popsicle, then you take all the popsicles to all your friends. Like, oh, everybody can have one on the porch. It's like, it is sometimes, like I was watching the Doughboys today, and I paused it to go like upstairs or something like that, like right after a commercial, right? I go upstairs.
You come down like 10 minutes later, and then they run a commercial, and then you get like 1 minute in, and they run another commercial.
Yeah, it was pretty bad today, but it's usually not that bad. But that I was like, y'all gonna put the same fucking Target commercial? You could at least give me a different commercial.
I watch enough what I would almost call long form YouTube content. Let's just say stuff that's over a half hour. That there's no way. There's stuff I watched that basically got baiting commercials, like Doughboys, for example. Doughboys, I was watching Doughboys today, and Doughboys has commercials they sprinkle in there, and I'm like, look, I paid to avoid this. So I'm just tapping fast forward past the commercials, and I keep motherfucking moving. But like I said, that is what has been my main thing. So at this point, if you ran it down, I have Crunchyroll, kids use it for anime. And if y'all need some anime, y'all holler at your boy.
I've never watched an anime before.
Oh,
not that I know
of. Hulu, no commercials. YouTube Premium used to be called YouTube Red. Paramount Plus, no commercials. I use my man Delvin's Peacock, which has commercials, but I almost very recently just like, if I just pay for a year with no commercial, Peacock, you know what I'm saying? And now I definitely need Peacock because that's the only place I can watch Grand Crew. I guess I can watch it live. No, I just literally opened up Hulu to try to double check, and it said you no longer own this service. It's a Peacock only joint now. Okay, because they basically that's just what it is.
No wonder they've been saying it so hard.
Yeah. So what else? What Disney Plus, of course, no commercials. That comes with ESPN Plus, which is I don't really use it very much of anything, but I mean it's nice because I can watch. They got some shows and I can watch, and like you get all their
I want to watch all the 30 for 30s again.
So, they come with that.
So, in order to get that bundle, like when you do the Hulu, Disney, and ESPN Plus, which one do I need to cancel first? Because
none. So here's the lick. I had Hulu before Disney Plus existed.
Yes.
And basically they was like, oh, you got this already? Well, don't worry. Here's what we'll do. Your Disney Plus will be this much cheaper than what we charge everybody else. Basically, they just give you a deal on the one that you have not, that whatever.
Well,
so I still get the bundle, but I don't have it bundled. You know what I'm saying? Disney Plus come out like in the middle of the month, and Hulu come out at the beginning. You know, so that they have a fix for that. They did make me put one password across all three recently, which I don't like. That seems less secure to me. But y'all see my passwords. My passwords is kind of ridiculous, and so they're made ridiculous with the intent of making them difficult to.
Yeah, I don't even bother asking for the Wi-Fi password. I'm at your house anywhere. I'd rather just go on my own data.
It's just a sentence. That's always what it is. So, but it's just like I said, it's just the way we structure things, and so. But yeah, let's see. I had that year of Discovery Plus that finally came to a close in December, so I don't have that currently, and I didn't. Vanessa used it to watch what she called her trash TV, but she seems to be doing fine without it. So. Because she just there's enough variations of that theme on Netflix at this point.
Okay,
that works. I now have, of course, Roku TV available, but that don't cost me anything, or it even require me to subscribe to anything. You know what I'm saying? I think I did have to give them make a login in it, but I mean nothing to it. So
well, Monday, I went and met up with my bowling team. Like we bowl on Mondays, but I basically have taken myself off the team for the rest of the season. But I owed for 2 weeks that I had called off when all this kind of health stuff started. So I had to go up there and pay my dues for 2 weeks. And I hadn't seen everybody and everything in a while. So I went up there and I hung out for a couple hours and talked to my friends. And the Cavs game was on the TV when they were playing Boston. And they were down by like 16, like practically the whole time I was at the bowling alley. And because I was at the bowling alley and I didn't really prep any food or whatever, I ordered Chipotle to pick up to take home and eat. So I went and picked up Chipotle and I went home and like, obviously at that point your cable had already ran out. So I couldn't put the Cavs game on the TV.
sorry.
So I was no, that's fine. So I was just watching YouTube. And then, like, I thought the Cavs were done because, like I said, I'd been watching them at the alley and they looked like shit. And then I open up my phone and, like, the group chat's like, oh, my God, I can't believe this Cavs game. And I'm like, huh? So then I pull up fucking NBA.com and, like, they're in fucking overtime. I'm like, what the hell happened? So, like, I didn't know what the hell had gotten, like, anything that had happened to that point to get there. So I finish up my food and I go in my room and I lay down in my bed and I put the TV on. And I'm watching the score, like, on NBA.com, and I see the Cavs win. I'm like, oh, cool. So then in the group chat, the one dude's like, oh, man, Dan, did you see this game? Wasn't it crazy? And I'm like, no, I didn't see the end because I don't have access anymore. My buddy canceled his cable, so I no longer have access to Bally's. I'm like, I'm actually on Twitter right now looking up the clips to see how we got to this point. And he goes, oh, man, yeah, it was a crazy game. And I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. So then, like, I'm laying in bed watching YouTube, and it's, like, 10:45 or something. I have the lights off at this point. Like, I'm, because I've been going to bed earlier. And one of my buddies DMs me, and he goes, oh, man, I saw what you said in the group chat about losing Bally's. Well, here's my cable login so you can log back into Bally's. So I was like, oh, man, thanks. You're my hero. I'm like, I'll let you. He goes, I think this is all the information. And let me know if it doesn't work. So I'm like, all right, I'll try tomorrow. And I didn't try Tuesday. I did it yesterday. So it's like after work, before I was heading to the gym, I went into all the apps and I logged into everything again. So I got wrestling back. I got Cavs back. The only thing he didn't have was HBO. I guess they don't have HBO in their cable package, but because we just needed to finish Last of Us. So my buddy actually signed up for an HBO account like a couple hours ago. We're just gonna we watched this week's Last of Us before the show started our recording. So all we have left is the finale on Sunday, and then we'll just he'll cancel it. So we needed to buy 1 month of HBO to get through that, but I have everything else back. I'm up and running.
Good.
Put word out on the block. We back up.
It was funny, like of course we, me and my partner talk at night in the bed. I'm like, man, I gotta tell Dan about the cable. It wasn't like it was like it was a hard decision, and part of the decision was letting you down.
I appreciate you thinking of me in that decision. Obviously, I know that at the end of the day, you guys had to do what you had to do, and I respect that.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want you to like keep paying that just so I could leech off your cable. That's not fair.
I mean, I didn't think it was leasing. Like it was definitely sharing, and it was just like, honestly, it did get to the point where it was like, I was wasting money. It was just getting to the point like the cable was becoming a nuisance, and I shouldn't have to pay for a nuisance.
Correct. That's exactly what it is.
Like most of the things I watch are already apped out or free. Like and the fact that's like, man, I'm cooking dinner. We try to read to the boys, help them with homework, or I'm working. It's like I don't have time to like watch the stuff I want to watch. Like everything I want to watch anyway is like on my time. And then like when I was training and stuff, it was like that really did it then. I was just like, I'm not even getting to watch the stuff I plan on watching during the day right now. So it was the end of an era.
It was about that time though.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, it's like it's so much, and it's like between us we have access to just about everything, so we can just trade and shuffle and hustle as need be.
Yeah, do you still need my Amazon?
Yes. I need anything to ask you for. I need your Amazon. I need your Amazon because I got some shit I need to order that I need here in due time.
Here.
And I need it.
I'll send you the password right now. You know my email.
I need it without them charging me for it. So so that's another thing. I was like, I need to hit up Dan and see if he can order me this thing because I ain't trying to pay them for shipping and also wait extra days because they want to be a hater. But like I said, we amongst us, I think we could probably get everything covered.
There you go.
And thank you, sir. And not be too far out the hookup, man. So
you know the email already.
Nice. Sir, I need you to be more secure.
Well,
is that the only thing that uses that one?
It's one of two.
Okay. Then that's relatively
secure. I have a round robin of sorts. They're not all the same.
Very good. Very good. Don't have me out here worrying about you more than I normally worry about you, but still.
I have a couple, and then I have variations off of those couple. So
yeah. That has been something I had been working on too. Just kind of like, there's a theme here. Let's and then every now and then my phone just yells at me like, "Hey man, that shit don't look very secure." Phone, settle down.
That was the funny thing about logging in with my buddy's cable login because when I logged into the first service, Google was like, "Hey, yo, this password's on the dark web, right?"
Oh no!
I was like, that's between them and the dark web. I had nothing to do with it.
Like I didn't put it there. Oh my god, yeah, that's another thing where our phones is a little too wise for us. It's like, look, man, I know, okay, it's not like I don't know what my passwords are.
I know that. I know I have an old one that's out on the dark web because that's how they got into my Chipotle account back in the day. I had to make a new Chipotle account on Monday using a different email because Chipotle never gave me my fucking account back. They had a rep email me one time. I emailed them back with my phone number. They never called, and I never got my account back.
Lord. Well, speaking of Chipotle, have either of y'all tried that Keith Lee Alexis quesadilla hack that they have? It's available on the app now.
No.
No. And mostly it's just because there's certain things that I'm trying to avoid eating with everything that's going on, and it's probably going to be one of them.
Well, I don't fuck with Chipotle, but I was like, I fuck with Keith Lee, I fuck with Alexis. Yeah,
Keith Lee's a wrestler, or like
no? Keith Lee is a TikToker who reviews restaurants. Just
is Alexis the lady that sits in her car, eats all the food, and always gives everything a 10?
Lightweight gives me a boner when she eats food. Yeah, that's her. That is her.
She always get things at 10. That's one of the things I love about her.
I'm just saying, like, whenever I see a video, it's always like, yeah, it's a 10. It's a 10.
Well, She had recommended something. She had told another TikToker, Keith Lee, about her quesadilla hack at Chipotle, which actually I think when it was all said and done, she said it was actually her assistant's hack. But it was basically you get you a steak quesadilla, but you put fajita veggies on it, and it's like a Philly cheesesteak, and it's like it's pretty good. And Keith tweaked it by saying, well, I fuck with that, the long way, but I like doing this when I get Chipotle, and that is taking sour cream and mixing in the honey Chipotle vinaigrette into the sour cream and making a sauce out of it. And so they basically came together with that, and people was trying to order it from Chipotle, and different Chipotle's like, fuck you, I ain't making that. Which is bullshit to me, because it's like, bro, I just need you to put the fajita veggies on my goddamn, because they'll give it to you on the side. Mm-hmm. I just put it in the goddamn wrap and grill that bitch. Shut the fuck up. And because they wouldn't do it, but enough people was like, come on, bro. And Keith Lee, Alexis, they all sent me here to do this, man. Let's get this happening. Chipotle linked up with him, gave him a bag, and of course put it on the app. And so I was like, let me try it. And I did as recommended. I get the little honey Chipotle vinaigrette, mix it with the sour cream. That's a big step for you, boy. I don't be eating honey Chipotle vinaigrette. That's not your man's situation. I don't do that. But I was like, all right, let me do it. And I mixed it up, and I'm like, that is a tasty sauce. And of course, I get it made with chicken, of course, and it's pretty good. I don't like I said, I don't like Chipotle like that. And and having just had over the weekend, I'll get you here shortly. Qdoba. For the first time in years. Bruh, Qdoba is fucking shitting on Chipotle so hard, and it's fucked up. We don't got no Qdobas around here.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, me and Dan used to always talk about how much we like Qdoba's chicken. And I used to go to Qdoba just to get like guac and chips all the time. And they used to have like a punch card there, and like every other time I was getting like a free guac and chips. I miss Qdoba so much.
Bruh. Yeah. So I guess let me let me make sure you're wrapped up before I go stomping on your toes, man.
I'm fine. We talked it out.
All right.
I apologize to Dan. We good.
Well, my week last week, I told you, the listeners, and Anthony and Box, now you were here. I had a packed ass weekend. Started last Friday. Vanessa's favorite comic was in town, and I bought her tickets for her birthday to go see Fortune Feimster at the Playhouse Square. I want to find you. I meant to do this before now, y'all. I'm so sorry. Let me look up Hilarity's May schedule, because the lady says she's coming back in May. Hilarity's Cleveland May schedule. Fortune Feimster is a delight. I don't know if y'all have ever watched her stand up, but she's super funny. I really enjoy her style of comedy. Yeah. I enjoy her style of comedy, and like this is the second time I've seen her. We saw her in Michigan last year around this time, and like I said, she's really, really fun and funny, and I dig her. Is it Caitlin? I think it's this lady.
Yeah, it came up in our meeting today.
The Ken saw me.
Yeah, well, no,
but I saw Ken.
No.
Oh, just Fortune.
Yes. He was saying that's his wife's favorite comic.
Yeah. So her opening act was Caitlin Palufo, or Falufo, however you pronounce it. I don't know. It's very funny. I guess, and I believe that was her opener even last year when we saw her in Michigan. She's a funny lady, and she'll be here at Hilarities in May. And Fortune basically feel like she's was about to introduce Fortune to come out. And she goes, wait a minute. She told me I have to do this. And she goes, oh my God, I never do this. I'm so sorry. And who knows? That might be a bit, but honestly, it felt true. She's like, I'll be back here in May at Hilarities, May 5th through 7th. If you want to, you buy tickets, blah, blah, blah. She made me do this. And I don't normally do this. I'm just all embarrassed because, people, it's hard sometimes being an adult. I know it because I talked about the kids just last week. And Fortune comes out like, yo, give it up for my girl, Caitlin. And of course, I made her do this because, I'm saying, she has to be, you got to hustle, Say you're going to be in this town.
Yeah.
Especially because this town seemed to react positively toward her comedy.
What?
So she was a good opener. Probably did like 20, 25 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So solid. I saw a couple of our coworkers there. Oddly enough, one of our coworkers who volunteers at the Playhouse was the person who showed us our seats. It was hilarious because we walk in and Vanessa's like, "Oh, there she go," and I'm like, "Oh shit, hey!" Now it's dope to see her in person. I hadn't seen her forever and give her hugs. And then, like I said, we leave it out, and I'm like, "Yo, that's my man. Yo, that's my man Ken." And I'm like, let me walk out. So I go over and I dap Ken up, pull him in for the hug, and I'm talking, and Vanessa's super hyped. So she's talking to Ken's wife about it, and Ken's like, "Yeah, I got her the backstage pass." And I'm like, "Man, I tried so hard, but them bitches was sold out mad fast." So Ken had copped the backstage passes on the hustle market. You know what I'm saying? He ain't buy them when they went on sale first. He said, "I just got these tickets last week." I'm like, "Ain't you a pimp, my nigga? I got these bitches when they went on sale, and them in person meetup tickets was sold out." So I actually was very proud of him, and it's like his wife was super delighted. It was just nice to see him. It's just nice to see these people in person because I hadn't seen them in person in
all the years I've been in our job. And this is not like taken lightly. My second favorite boss, the cool one, just one of the coolest guys I ever met in my friggin' life. I remember one of my bosses used to give me crap about drawing in a meeting.
Yeah.
And I am just one of those type of thinkers. Like, I like staying active pretty much at all times. And dude supported that. He was just like, every minute, "Hey, what you draw in this meeting?" And I drew a picture of, what did we used to call Mr. X? I drew a picture of him in our meeting. And Ken still has that picture to this day. He was like, "Can I have that?" I was like, yeah, you can have it. Yeah, one of the coolest guys.
Again, the homie. It's like I didn't like shake his hand like a gentleman. I dapped my nigga up and pulled him in for that hug, and he was just like peace to God too. You know what I'm saying? It was like I said, it was just good to see him, good to meet his wife and another Fortune fan. You know what I'm saying? Who was just excited to have just seen a good comedy show, but also she was about to go meet her. So way dope. So that was check one. That was Friday. Saturday, I have to go to Pittsburgh because Vanessa's in that I don't know, talk about that. She's in the film festival, but I had to get up Saturday. I was like, I need some drawers. We need some socks. So I'm like, I got to get up. I go out to what I call the good Walmart. The one where we got the Marios at, man. The one out there in Avon. Yeah. So I went out there, got me some drawers, got some socks. Got what else did Vanessa need? Vanessa needed an eyebrow brush.
I actually saw one of those Marios in the store the other day. I was like, nice. It was like a card shop or whatever. They wanted, I think, $65 for it.
Yeah, nice. A lot of those amiibo have had their value,
definitely, and
actually ran right through the roof. Like, oh, impressive. But got all that done. Got home, set up shop. Xander's ended up staying home. Anthony, he did not go with his buddies.
Okay,
and he wasn't too whatever about it. He didn't seem too nonplussed about it. I was like, I'm glad. Thanks for not being mad at your old man about it. We dip and we head out to Pittsburgh, PA. It's a couple hours away, and it was just like an easy ass drive and good times and good vibes. And the first thing we do when we get there is go to Jerry's Records. Jerry's Records is a famous record store in Pittsburgh. And to me, so don't take this as a diss to you, that shit was whack. All used records, and I'm not knocking used records, but they're used records in used record condition. And to me, I was like, But I still feel obligated to cop some. So I copped a couple of 12-inch singles. Killer Army, Wake Up, which is like, I actually own that CD single, and OC Far From Yours, I also own that CD single on wax, but not much after that. And also, they only take fucking cash. It is 2023. Get over your goddamn self. Same time I had to say that in this episode. We take plastic in this day and age. It is just what it is. So, of course, I had to go use their ATM. This charged me, actually only charged like $2.75. Actually, that's less than a Citizens ATM around here. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be mad. But then using anybody's, Joe Blow ATM is a danger. I got to watch my card close, make sure nobody hack that bitch or something, But go to our hotel. Imagine what it would be like having the woman on the other side of the counter be the Asian version of your girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
That exact same personality that they was vibing. I was like, yep, that is you. That is just you in Vietnamese form. But she was super sweet. And she basically was like, I go, how much is parking? It's like $20. I'm like, oh, that's not terrible. I go, I can definitely do that. She goes, but if you brought me back a bubble tea from this spot, I wouldn't be mad, wink, wink. I'm like, I go, I don't know if I'm gonna get you this bubble tea, but whatever. But later that night, we got pizza and I go, hey, I'm ordering pizza. What do you want? And she said, I want some breadsticks. You gonna give me some if you doing that? And I'm like, I got you. So I ordered pizza, made sure to order that lady breadsticks because that's how dope she was, and that made my whole experience that much nicer. When I came down, this is me skipping ahead in the story, but when I came downstairs to pick up the pizza, because I was like, I don't think I gave that pizza spot my room number. Let me just come down here and let them know at the desk. But she was getting off. I go, yo, you can't leave. I got you breadsticks. She's like, you for real? I'm like, yeah, I ordered you breadsticks. We just talked about it. I'm not going to play you. And she goes, all right, well, let's hang out. I'm saying, I'll sit and chat you up until the breadsticks get here. And we talking. And she goes, hey, this guy over here, I was just talking to him earlier. He's staying on the same floor as you. And come over here. So we just all chop it up. She's like, I speak 5 different languages. I speak this. I speak that. I speak American Sign Language. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
I do want to learn that.
You are my lady. Just a bubbly, outgoing personality. And sometimes that bothers me, but in this case, it was nice. She was super sweet and super nice. And Vanessa was like, make sure you get her them breads. I'm like, God, no worries and so forth. But the hotel check-in was nice. We stayed at the Hyatt House. I don't know what neighborhood it was, but it was very nice. It was a very nice room. The hallway kind of had a remnant of fish.
We are in Lent.
And when I sat there,
Hold on. It's something. Just keep on talking. I got to Google this.
Well, when I was sitting there chopping it up with her, you know what I'm saying, as we waited on the pizza to be delivered, she's like, yeah, there's a room on the other end of that floor that you are in that apparently somebody left something fish-like in the garbage disposal. And she goes, the fact that you can still smell it is terrible. And I'm like, yeah, it's not that it's like, oh, this smells like, but it was just, there's a fishiness in the air. Just a general kind of fish funk.
Okay, what a fishy smells in your home means, is throughout the home means you have overheating electric components.
Oh. Well, like I said, the lady was like, no, they actually found something in the garbage disposal. Which is an experience you had when you went to Chicago. So you know what it is when people just be like fucking up the garbage disposal in hotels.
That was terrible. Like they put a whole ass bottle in there. So when the dude put his hand in there, he could have like really hurt himself.
Got fucked up. For sure. And
it was like, so they were like, we were just about to get charged. She was like, when did you check in? And I was like, just now. He's like, because I was just about to charge your ass.
Oh, nice. Like, bro, I just got here. Don't do that. But yeah, like I said, it was like on the other end of the floor. Not even like inside. It's a pretty big space, and I was up on the I was on the 4th floor of 5 floors, and so that was the only thing ill I would tell you about the Hyatt House is a very nice. It's like the second time we stayed at a Hyatt House in Pittsburgh. We stayed in one in a different neighborhood a few years back when we went to go see AITA, and the film festival was a delight. Vanessa had worried herself because she's like, I hadn't seen these people in years. What are they gonna think about me? They're gonna think I don't look the same and so forth and so on. I'm just like, honey, don't even trip. And if anybody give you any guff, you know what I'm saying, fuck them. But instead, everybody's like genuinely happy to see her. Genuinely happy to see that she's still filmmaking, doing stuff like in that regard. I meet all these people, dapping up people left and right, shaking hands and meeting people. I met a guy, I want to say his name was Will. And Will, I told him I do a podcast. He's like, oh, I'm an actor, you know what I'm saying? That's my main been cutting bread, but I'm actually working on a podcast that's going to come out here. We start filming in, I think he said they film in June, but it's going to release in August. And I said, I knew I wrote it down. I'm trying to find it. Okay, there it is. So he told me the ideal of it. And I don't want to spread that. I'll tell you guys the idea if you care to learn about After Effects. I don't want to put it out there because it's such a solid idea that I was like, man, that's a really good idea. And I think that's going to be fun. But the name of the podcast is going to be called Middle Agent Podcast. And so when that actually comes out, I will probably, find you a link or whatever like that. Because I thought it was really dope. I thought the very notion of it was very cool. And I was like, yeah, that's something that could be kind of nifty. But he was interested in what we do and so forth. And I was like, yeah, man, the podcast game, it is what it is. The film festival was, okay. So film festival split in two. First, these movies come up and one band plays over it. Second set, another band came through. Vanessa was in the second set of films. First set, most of these films are all wildly experimental. Some of them more interesting than others, but some of them just the most boring things you ever want to watch in your fucking life. And like the first band was like, I'm like, y'all was playing way too loud, bro. I enjoy live music, I really do, but it's like, if y'all could play just a little lighter, I'm getting real old, man. Is all it comes down to. So most of the first half, I was just like, fair enough. Second half, the band is more electronica, more, keyboards and MIDI type shit, and a guy on drums. But that dude is playing drums, with a softer tap, a softer touch, and the music choices seem more interesting. And it just worked better. And I know that she's my lady, and I'm supposed to be like, I'm supposed to be like, oh yeah, of course her shit was dope, but her shit really was dope compared to everything else. Some people's shit was just like crackling video. Imagine, I'm saying, somebody was filming a river, but the file was corrupted, and they played you the corrupted file with music underneath it. That's not doing nothing for me. Vanessa's film, it's because yes, I understand it, but it also has it had more of a give and go for a silent film. It had more of a thing you can I felt like I understood it. You know what I'm saying? And that's having not had her tell me about it. I had seen it when she shot it, but she never explained anything about it. So I took stuff from it, and I was like, yeah, I took stuff from that. Apparently, I missed a whole ass movie at one point in this little film festival. Mind you, they're like 4-minute movies. I legitimately fell asleep during one of these movies because Vanessa's homeboy Brian, who lives in Pittsburgh still, came through to watch her film in this film festival, and I thought that was so dope of him because he don't got a car; he rode the bus, and I was just like, he's good people, man. And I was like, and we discussed. I'm like, that's one of your people. You know what I'm saying? People who will make it a point to put themselves out for you are a real tight friend. And I thought it was so dope that he did that for her. And so he came back home with us, and we ate pizza at the hotel room, and they chatted the night away. And I just sat over on the couch and just was like, let me just play Marvel Snap and let them chill. And then I drove them home. And then like Pittsburgh is like, you've been there, y'all all of us have been there. It's all fucking hills.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. But then add this, he lives up a hill. The hill is all goddamn cobblestone.
Oh, whoa.
So imagine driving up a fucking cobblestone hill, and I'm like, I can't give it the full gas. You know what I'm saying? Brand new tires box. I just bought new tires before we left, the Thursday before we left last week. So I just put brand new tires. I'm like, well, I guess they about to get a workout. So we climbed this.
They're fucking roads. Like those hilly roads are narrow as shit too.
Yes. Yeah.
I remember we used to go there for like Magic the Gathering tournaments.
Adventure in that city.
And when you weren't like in the main parts, you were driving around those, man. Holy shit. Even at night too, man. I think it's even scarier.
For real.
Because you're on like the side of fucking hills and shit, and you're like looking out into the fucking abyss.
That's the point. It wasn't. Yeah, bro. It was a wild one, but we got him home safe, and I felt good about that. And you know what I'm saying, and he got to eat with us and have some good pizza fiesta. I did not get halal guys. I didn't think about halal guys until I was editing the show this week. Sorry, but it's only 2 hours away. That's definitely a trip we can make. Next day, you know what I'm saying, we get up and it's chill vibes. Like I said, the whole day, I like the first day we got there, Star Wars was on PBS and all of Star Wars, so just kept going. And then that night, all of Harry Potter was on Bravo. So it's like, you've just made my whole hotel stay that much easier because it's just whatever, just click and go. And but the next day we get up and I had another record store I wanted to go to, and this was called the Government Center, and it is the utter opposite of Jerry's. Jerry's was you had to climb up a bunch of stairs, go upstairs to a big old dusty used record store. This is a fresh and clean, single level record store with a little like bar, not a bar like for drinking bar, but a bar, you know what I'm saying, go get yourself a drink attached. And is when Vanessa finally got to suffer through what it is to be with a crate digger, because I'm literally going through every hip hop record they have there, and to me, this is the most interesting shit in the world. I'm about to find me some gems. To her, she's like, and I'm like, and she's like, I'm like, baby, it's a whole drink situation over there. Go sit and chill and have a bev. It's all right. So I go through everything. I come home with like 6 records from there. I spent a good deal of money there. But I got all 3 Lice EPs. This is Aesop Rock and Homeboy Sandman. I got the Kids Easter record. I got Xander the Goblin, the Tyler Goblin album. I got Lee the Steve Lacy album. I got it's Wiz Khalifa, Big Crit, Smoke Bizza, and Girl Talk. Mm-hmm. You know, Girl Talk, Cleveland's own. You know what I'm saying? At least he went to school here. He went to Case.
Is that where they chop all the songs together?
That's what Girl Talk does. But he just Girl Talk on basically on production, and it's such a good album.
No,
I'm about to fall out of my chair. Hold on.
And those Girl Talk like chops are like a lot of them are fire. I have a couple buried in my Spotify. There's some DJs, 2 friends that do like big booty mixes and stuff, and they do the same shit where they chop songs together, and that shit's real enjoyable.
I'm finding this album, but I don't know where I stuck that. Like I said, I have had so many records come to me over these last few weeks. Actually, it probably is over here. Either way, as I talk away from the microphone and you can barely hear me, it is if you can find that Girl Talk Crit Smoke Bizza John, it is just a simple delight to listen to. So then I walk through the door Sunday after, we drive back home, I come home, whatever. Oh, here's a fun little dumb shit. We stop at Sheetz. We're in Ohio at this point, so I don't know. I guess like around Lordstown or something like that. And I go to the bathroom. I'm in there for a while. And I come out. And I'm like, where the hell is Vanessa? Because usually she'll just kind of hang by the bathroom door and wait for me. But I was in there for a bit. So I go kind of stick my head out by the door, and I'm like, I don't see her out there. Is she in the store? Maybe she's getting something to eat or something. I walk over and I see her. She's standing next to an ATM, and an employee is trying to assist her. And she's like, I pulled my wallet out, and my ID fell out and slid under this ATM. Old ass ATM. But it's still a gas station style ATM. And a lady was just like, I don't know what to do. I go, does this move? She goes, I don't think so. I'm like, and I'll just give it a look. And I give it a little shove to the left, right, and it don't do nothing. And I'm like, here, let me see. And I hulk a whole ass ATM up. I push that bitch forward and it leans right back, like what we've done for snack machines in any place we've been that has, a snack machine that tried to keep ours. But I know that there's a whole safe inside of the ATMs because I know how they work. So I push that bitch forward and it leans back just fine. I just hold it. And Vanessa has to get down and get her ID from underneath it. And the lady is sitting there with this look of dumbfound on her face, like, this motherfucker moved the whole ass ATM. And I'm like, I can move ATM. I can move fucking snack machine. I'm a big motherfucker. Come on, bro. How you think I couldn't move this ATM? It's weird that you couldn't. But I get home to one of several copies of 2 copies of De La Soul's 3 Feet High on the Horizon that I ordered. This was my magenta direct from artist copy. I was so happy to have it. Just happy to celebrate De La Soul's return to DSPs and physical. And I told you I ordered that Stakes is High as soon as it went on sale. And so Stakes is High, it released in June. Everything's you can buy everything on their website right now. Everything. I'm hoping somebody does a colorway or one of these or 2 of these. And I've been listening to a ton of De La, and I've been listening to a ton of Stakes is High, honest to God. But AOI Bionics, which is the second Bionics album, is a really good album. And I remember getting that one from the library. That's one I got from the library, and I was shocked by too. So that is a really, really, really good album. And I would tell you to get out and listen. Of course, Balloon Mind State. Just go listen to all the Daylight people. Go give them all they love and shine because they deserve it. But there you go. You're now fully caught up on T's busy ass weekend last week. My lady did a film festival and did well in it. And I'm very proud of her. And I got a lot of records. Which is one of the things I need to order, which I was just telling you about, Box. I'm out of sleeves for my record, the plastic joints. So I got a pile of about, that might be 15 records behind me right now that need sleeves. So gotta get on that. So it is also good. I will figure out how to get down with your prom and get my shit ordered and taken care of. But there you go. You are caught up on our lives. I hope you enjoyed that. If you've missed us, one funny thing before we're going to head over on the Reddit. Each week we go to the subreddit Am I the Asshole? And last week I went to a different subreddit. It was relationships. But I've discovered yet another subreddit this week. I'm not going to read you these, but I'm going to tell you something my son said. He was like, you should just read these out loud. And I'm like, I go, we kind of was doing that. But he goes, nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? All they do is have computers read shit. He goes, just read them out loud and record them. And this one right here is such a wild one that I might just do that for this particular one. So this particular one, I'm not going to read it to you. It's far too long to read, but I want to give you the basic gist. I come across one of these, somebody playing Subway Surfer on TikToks, and the lady, and it's this one. I'm leaving my husband, and I know that I'm being horrible and a selfish person for him. And you hear the story, and you're like, well, that man is being bad. I understand what's going on here. But no, as it turns out, there's a whole world of shit that happened before this and after this. And this lady keeps writing about it on goddamn Reddit. So what first happened is I need my husband to agree to move to another city because I have feelings for my brother-in-law. Then, now my sister-in-law and brother-in-law are separating, and my husband is hesitant to take the new job in the city that she wants him to take, so they'll be away from the brother-in-law and sister-in-law. Then I'm leaving my husband, who she's leaving her husband because he won't go take the job up north, but she needs to leave because she don't want to be with she has feelings for the brother-in-law, and the brother-in-law has feelings for her, but she don't want to act on those feelings because she thinks it would be shitty. So then, update, she's moving to a new town after New Year's. And then an update to say, how's life like in my new town? So that is 5 different posts. And it is people lighting her ass up after they figure out that it's post on either side of that post that said, I'm leaving my husband. Because it turns out you're not leaving your husband because your husband is so shitty, even though that is a part of it. You're leaving your husband because you're shitty.
Everybody sucks.
But if they only get that middle part because they got it from like TikTok, like I did or something like that, then they're missing out on all the other shit. So it is somebody who kept lighting her up, and she was like, "Leave me be, stop."
If you're gonna go to the trouble of leaving your husband, why not just get with the brother-in-law?
I don't know.
Like, I mean, that shit's not cool, but like, you've already fucking drove the knife in, finished the job.
I think it's because the brother-in-law has children with the sister-in-law, and that makes it a real problem. So also, like, there's a weird age difference there. Her husband is like 11 years older than her. It's real weird.
That ain't no big deal.
I know, but then the math be math, and you're like, hold on, when did y'all get together? You know
I mean, you're 10 years older.
I know. But I felt like I think I don't know. It says something like they had been together for a length of time that made me go, I had to question it. Is all it was.
You ever see those fucking memes on Instagram with like little videos where it's like a married couple and it's like, we've been married for 8 years, and it'd be like, and they'll say some shit like, oh, she's turning 22 next week, and then it'd just be like, wait a minute.
Wow. Ooh. I'm almost positive I've probably seen something like that on one day. TikTok and Reels at this point are all the same damn thing. Yeah. But I do have a few amateur assholes. I love the little selection of them. I'm going to run through the titles for you right quick. This one, I saved you. I had this last week, and I was like, I pulled this one specifically for Daniel, and he ain't here for it. And I'm going to put it away. And I remember when I edited the show this week to pull it out of cold
I feel
storage.
like you have to read it with that kind of.
Oh, I'm definitely reading it. Don't worry. And that is, am I the asshole for choosing my senior cat over my sister and potentially allowing her to become homeless? All right, that's one you're going to get. This one. Am I the asshole for announcing my pregnancy at my sister's wedding? It's another one you're going to get. And then this last one. Am I the asshole for vacationing at my sister's dream honeymoon destination? All of these are, I didn't read the cat one, so I don't know. But the other two, a delight. The cat one, I saw the title, was like, we're doing that. So let's get to it. Am I the asshole for choosing my senior cat over my sister and potentially allowing her to become homeless? This person an asshole for choosing their senior cat over their sister? I will preface this by saying that my mother treated my sister and I differently. I was always less than, while she could do no wrong. She'd always buy my sister everything she wanted while I wore her hand-me-downs. I moved out at 18, worked through college, and went no contact with my mom and low contact with my sister, and our paths diverged greatly from there. I now work in a field that pays well, while she is a stay-at-home mom. I guess I never quite got over this, and while I know the main asshole is my mother, and my sister didn't really know any better, I still fester negative. That's not how you want to turn that phrase, but I'll allow it. I still fester negative feelings toward both of them. I found Tom in a bag as a newborn kitten. He was the only one still alive, and I raised him over the summer break when I was 13. Then, when school started, my mother got rid of him, and I had to go through great and extreme lengths to find out where she dumped him. Took me a week to find him, and we've been together ever since. For a few months, Tom hasn't really been okay. He's been slowly declining. The vet, however, based on a recent blood panel we did, was confident that he still had some life left to live, and said that he is by far
You got a little life in your life.
that he is by far the healthiest geriatric cat she's seen in a while. Thus, we decided to try out surgery to improve his quality of life, even though he's 21. The surgery comes with a price tag. I'm not in the U.S., but it's around 3 months worth of minimum wage in my country. It won't set us back much, hardly an inconvenience, but we'll be frugal just in case complications happen. He's scheduled for Monday, fingers crossed. Anyway, my sister dropped by on Sunday, which was strange. We haven't spoken since she masked me a Merry Christmas gift GIF on Facebook. Looks like her husband
Maybe she got a message.
So mass me.
MASS apostrophe ED? Is that some kind of talk?
So this goes to mom, dad, cousin, mass.
Oh. So she didn't really send it to her. She just sent it to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Fuck
that bitch.
Looks like I do remember this part, so I must have read this. Looks like her husband jumped onto the NFT bandwagon, and they're kind of broke. And a few months behind on mortgage. And asked if I could help her out with the payments, since they're at risk of becoming homeless. I said, I'm sorry she's going through this, but this is not a good time for me either, and listed the reasons above. I don't want to ever be in a situation where my cat's life depends on $100 that I can't afford to pay. I suggested she get a job, maybe downsize, move in with my mother while they get back up on their feet. She did not take this well. Called me a cunt and a crazy cat lady.
No.
That's going to end up alone, and plus some other nice words. I kicked her out. My mother and other relatives have been spamming me through this week for being heartless and caring more about an animal than my own flesh and blood. My husband says I could have just given her some cash to avoid the drama, and he's right. I could have. This is why I feel like that I might be the asshole. In the end, the main reason I chose not to help is due to my childhood baggage. Am I the asshole?
No, man, fuck these people. That cat is your fucking child, and you're doing what you got to do as the mother of that kitten. Like, these people can't handle their finances. Like, I understand if something bad happens and people need help, I get it. But when you fuck around with shit that you shouldn't be fucking around with, and then you expect someone else to fucking pick up your slack for you, you know, at the detriment of another living creature, and then you have the gall to fucking attack this person for it, man. Like, if someone had come to me a couple months ago when I was dealing with Callie and tried to like be like, oh, well, I know your cat's sick and she's dying, but if you could just use the money that you were going to use for her for my mortgage instead, you know, could you help a brother out? And I'd be like, man, go fuck yourself.
Got text in the chat there if you guys want to see what Tom looks like.
Yeah, but also the fact that like she over here dogging you out about it, that was real fucked up. Like, come on, man.
I mean, you need dough.
Like that. That's the way you felt. That's the way you felt from the beginning.
Yeah. You need dough when you coming to me like that, bitch. You'll never see a dime out of me. Put this through your fucking biscuit. But
I keep them looking good, pretty, and all that, but no dough.
We have one pink comment. That's from Crystals 2000. Crystals with a Z. Who's a participant, not the asshole. But next time, just tell her no. OP, she doesn't need to know your reasons. And respond to all the relatives. Thank you so much for letting me know that I made the wrong choice. I will let my sister know that you'll be catching her up on her bills. Between you and X, Y, and Z, she should be able to remain in her home and not get a job while staying in her house. I suggest you all get in contact with each other to figure out what each of you can contribute. You truly are amazing people. I would send the same message with names changed to every one of them, and then I'd create a chat you can jump out of, including your sister, and say, X, Y, and Z have graciously agreed to pay your bills. These people are truly amazing. I'll just off this chat and let you guys handle it from here. Then leave and block them all. I love a good pink comment. Yeah, fuck them. No, you're not an asshole. They are. Yeah.
That's a handsome cat, too.
And it is a lovely cat. For 21 years old? Yeah, that's what's up. And you missed this title read, but am I the asshole for announcing my pregnancy at my sister's wedding?
Yes. You're not supposed to do that. But I'm going to say this person's not an asshole. Because maybe like people be getting in your shit too much. Like, oh, so what's going on? Why aren't you toasting your sister? How come you're not having champagne? Or you're pregnant? Well, I was kind of waiting to say it, but
if it was that, I would say not asshole. But if this is like one of those times where someone asks someone to marry them at someone else's wedding, then I'm going asshole.
Am I the asshole for announcing my pregnancy at my sister's wedding? I'm 32. My sister's 28. We've always been incredibly close. Point in case, she was the first person I told that I was pregnant. Beside my husband, of course. I told her essentially a week after I got a positive pregnancy test, which was about 3 months before her wedding. I told her, there we go. I told her that I was going to tell our parents and my husband's parents around the 10-week mark. But she told me that I should hold off until her wedding in September. I'd be like 4 months along at that point. So I wouldn't be showing really. And she thought it would be so special for her to be able to make an announcement about a special guest at her wedding. And it would be her first niece or nephew and my parents' first grandbaby. I agreed because it seemed like it meant a lot to her. And again, we were super close and I was happy to do that for her. Turns out the first trimester was awful with morning sickness and exhaustion. I would have preferred to be able to talk about it with my mom, but I was willing to grin and bear it for my sister's wedding. Well, the wedding came along, and about halfway through the night, I asked her when the announcement was happening. She told me that she had changed her mind and that her wedding didn't seem like a good time or place to announce my pregnancy. I was obviously super upset since I went through a really awful first trimester with only my sister and husband to lean on. I decided I was going to put the announcement on hold. I wasn't going to put the announcement on hold any longer just for her. So my husband and I pulled my parents aside and quietly told them to keep it private for the evening. They were thrilled. Lots of hugs, a few tears, but a very touching and private moment. Literally, no one else found out until it was announced on Facebook a week later. My sister found out around the same time as my Facebook post when my dad mentioned how we told him about it, and she texted me and called me a bitch who made her wedding about myself, and she hasn't spoken to me since. I've messaged her and apologized probably a dozen times since then, but she refuses to talk to me, and now she refuses to come to see her little nephew, who is almost a month old at this point.
Damn.
My parents and partner think I did nothing wrong since she went back on her word, and that I should just wait her out and she'll come around. I'm obviously unsure, as clearly this has made her so upset with me, and we were so close before. Am I the asshole?
No.
Edit.
And what's up with these people calling people out of their name?
Yeah.
And you family.
Edit. I've seen a lot of comments saying that I was trying to be petty, mean, vindictive, spiteful, hurt my sister, etc. And I just want to address this really quickly. If I had been any of those things, I would have made sure she found out I had done it, She just happened to find out a week later because my dad let it slip. I just desperately wanted to tell my mom.
Up, man.
And after waiting for 2 months for my sister, it really felt like I couldn't wait another moment at the whims of someone who wasn't even involved in my pregnancy. I understand now, though, that I definitely should not have waited to tell my mom about pregnancy. Hindsight is 2020 and all that. No, this person's not an asshole. Of course they're not an asshole. But I got a nice little pink comment. This is from Cemetery Dweller 7719. His title on this, or their subtitle on this Reddit, is Asshole Aficionado. Not the asshole. I was all set to say you don't announce that at a wedding, thinking you grabbed the mic and told the whole wedding. You didn't. You told your parents. Just them. And it clearly didn't create a fuss at the wedding because your sister didn't even know about it until a week later when your parents told her. You know what happened here, right? Your sister didn't want you to steal any of her wedding thunder leading up to the wedding. She saw this as her time, and the focus was supposed to be on her upcoming life event, not yours. That's why she told you not to tell anyone at all, and then she'd announce it at the wedding. I don't think she ever planned to announce it. It was just a way to keep you from telling anyone so she could be the center of attention for months. Fuck that bitch. I call her a name. Let's see. We got another pink comment. People take the whole wedding days only the bride thing to a whole new level. Only the grandparents found out about the pregnancy, and it didn't eclipse the wedding day at all. Not the asshole. Very good. Another pink comment. I think your sister never intended to announce it at her wedding. She didn't want it overshadowing her wedding. If you announced it before she got married. Fair enough. And I think have we managed all the pinks? I think we have. Very good.
Yeah, that's not kind of messed up. That's kind of fucked up. Like, siblings are important. And the fact that, y'all kind of are separated over such a small thing because, like, nobody would have knew if the dad didn't, like, man, dads be field goal dancing for nothing sometimes. Why do you do that, Dad?
Man.
But yeah, that's sad that you had to lose a sister over some bullshit.
Last one, and the theme still applies. Am I the asshole for vacation to get my sister's dream honeymoon destination?
I've been wrong all night, so let's be wrong again.
So I'm gonna go with yes.
Not the asshole.
Fair enough. And you was on point. You said not the asshole last time. You was good.
Okay.
Yeah. My sister has always been a wedding person, as in she dreamed and planned her wedding even before meeting her boyfriend. Now that she's engaged, she wants it all. Expensive cinematic venue, guest list in the hundreds, designer dress, etc. And she cares a lot about being the first and making everything special and just hers. I legitimately have nothing against that, and I'm happy that she's getting what she wants. The issue arose because my boyfriend planned an anniversary getaway to a tropical island that happens to be where my sister planned to honeymoon. I had no idea she was planning to go there. They hadn't actually booked anything, and she had just planned on it. And I didn't know until I shared the news with my family during a bi-weekly dinner we have together. Additionally, this was a surprise trip planned and paid for by my boyfriend, who would absolutely have no way of knowing my sister's plans. He's not close with her or her fiance. She says that if I go there first, I'll take away the surprise and specialness of the destination, and is insisting that I cancel or change my destination. I'm pretty upset and called her entitled because there's no way I'm going to tell my boyfriend to change something very nice he did for me. My sister is now threatening to remove me from the wedding if I don't change my vacation, and my parents are begging me to give in to keep the peace. My boyfriend has offered to pick a new location because he hates seeing me upset and fighting with family. So I wonder if I'm being the asshole for being stubborn about it all.
Man, I don't really think she's being stubborn. One, two. Some of these parents and stuff are
the worst.
Are so
ever.
off, so off. Like sometimes it's okay to shut the fuck up and not pick a side. Mm-hmm. Why would you even be like, this dude? Hey, don't fuck. I mean, I'm not gonna say he don't fuck with you, but rightfully so. He don't fuck with that family. Like, hey, I was doing something nice for you. I know nothing about
if you're
what
old
y'all
enough to
fucking
be getting
doing.
dick down. You're old enough to work it out amongst yourselves.
It's not even that. She didn't have a plan. She said she wanted to go there.
Yes.
Bitch, I want to go to the moon. That don't mean I got a plan to go to the moon.
Like, what if she wanted to go to Hogwarts and then she's like, "Oh, I'm going to Hogwarts next month." Oh, well, you can't go to Hogwarts before I go to Hogwarts. That'll ruin Hogwarts for me. Like, what the fuck kind of sense does that make?
Oh,
there's a psychological sense in that.
It's like when we go on trips, it's different than when we go on trips with our family.
Right.
Like, and on top of that, like if your boy or like somebody have been there before, you got somebody to, like, when y'all not doing family shit, somebody to guide you somewhere. It's always a good thing when somebody's been there before you have. It's like, man, like I said from the beginning, what's most disappointing is the parents. It's like, either stay out of it or like say something that will help the situation.
All right, we got a regular comment that I find amusing, and then of course we have a prank comment. So
okay,
and actually the regular comment is just the way I just like it because the OP responded. Person says, "Not the asshole. Why should you have to cater to her insane behavior?" And the OP responds, "It honestly didn't even start here. She asked me to dye my hair a different color on her wedding day, so we didn't match. We're both brunettes. I haven't even had that conversation with her yet." What the fuck? Where do people get the audacity?
It's the caucasity.
I didn't want to say it because I don't know.
Yeah, I stopped myself.
I just feel like other family types don't act like this.
You saying that's some white shit?
Yes. Because it's all petty arguments.
Yeah.
Just say this is your first episode and you're new here. Dan is white. He can say that shit, okay? Just in case you ain't know.
Yeah. I don't get the amount of bad parenting that like it like week after week when we read these, it's always like one parent's like, "But that cat needs to die, Karen." Or, it's always one parent that says something that's like
it's the most reckless thing ever.
No sense. Yeah.
Yeah, can't you just kill your cat because your sister's husband spent their savings on NFTs? Why are you being such a brat?
That monkey looks really cool with a backwards hat. Come on.
Here's the long pink comment. It's a left car 6520. His title, and I've never seen this one before. Commander in Cheeks.
Nice.
267 comments in the Yamada Asshole subreddit have earned him that. And we salute you, Commander.
And Cheeks.
Hey guys, I'm getting married in like 7 years and I'm going to be breathing, walking, and eating food at my wedding. And I really deserve for it to be my special day. So, the whole world needs to stop doing all things until then. Please, because if I don't want anyone to steal my spotlight, okay? Yeah, all 7.8 billion of you. After all, I've dreamed of this day since I was a little girl, so I should get away with it. I want it. Thanks. Not the asshole. You know what? That's why you're the commander-in-chief there, Left Car 6520. That was a good, smart-ass comment, and I respect you for it. That was your Am I the Assholes for the week. I certainly hope you enjoyed them. So I have to tell y'all about this because I felt it dumb, and it will be a link in your show notes so you can watch this video. I, of course, am enjoying The Last of Us. As a part of my enjoying of The Last of Us, I watch lots of people talk about The Last of Us. They talk about what they thought about the episode. They do their own recaps and so forth and so on. So lots of them show up on my little YouTube homepage. And I watch a lot of them. Truly, I watch so much of them that they get you to repeat one. I found one the other day from a YouTuber named Magic Maggie. And that shit started off with her basically saying, you can join me over on my OnlyFans. I'm like, is this happening? Are we doing this now on our YouTube? This is what that we've crossed that line? Because I hadn't seen this before. So if you've seen it before, cool. I have not. And again, you have a link to her YouTube, not her OnlyFans. I was like, what's going on here? I'm like, that seems really weird. So of course I go to Magic Maggie's OnlyFans to see what services she's offering. And Magic Maggie says no nudity. So I'm like, Magic Maggie, what's the point then? But I found that amusing. I thought I'd share with you as a part of.
She got feet pics?
I have no idea what she does.
See, that's the thing. If Magic Maggie is a YouTube creator, it's not out of the realm of possibility that she may have been trying to use OnlyFans for its original intention of being like Patreon adjacent.
Yeah.
But because of what OnlyFans has become, there's just no way anyone would ever naturally go to that conclusion up front.
You're right. You're right. So, in the realm of entertainment, I have, you know what? I am not caught up on Shrinking. I have not watched last week's episode, so I need to get on that.
I have to, my Apple subscription ran out on the 7th. So I know I got 3 months coming for free. I just gotta just get it back up.
Okay. Of course, watching the last episode on HBO Max. This last episode was it was in a lot of ways shot for shot from the game. In a lot of ways, not. And Ant was like, we was talking about it. He's like, he don't feel they making Ellie as much as a G as she is in the game. And on this, we disagree, and that's okay because sometimes we disagree. And I'm glad. I am okay that she did not murk that rabbit out. I don't want to see that in reality. Seeing it in the game was already tough.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it was just a couple things. So, Lord knows, I've played this game 3 times since the show started. But before then, I've played it 6-7 times. Yeah. I just feel like, I'm not saying they dumb her down. No, fuck that. I am saying they're dumbing her down a little bit. So the first thing I noticed when she's talking, like she straight up was like, what's the medication for? I'm like, right in the game, Ellie like says antibiotics. Yeah. To me, and then they had her fall in the snow on her face. They didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
That didn't happen in the game. And it to me, that's kind of like, I don't know if they're trying to age her down or like, I don't know what it is. That's
exactly what they're doing. They want you to know and fully understand and embrace the idea that she is 14 years old and a child.
Yes.
And
but she's a child in an apocalypse, like who's already had military training, like all the stuff. Like she knew how to sew them up. She knows how to use.
Also, I'm not even saying that she wouldn't know the turn of phrases antibiotics. I know that she was nervous as shit with a gun pulled on 2 motherfuckers standing there. The word might not have even been able to come to her at that point in time. You know how many times I'll be just forgetting shit. I couldn't say progressive lenses today. Oh, I forgot to tell you that story. I'll tell you that story in a little bit. Anyway, it is those words. Sometimes words leave you, and I feel like they write this show well enough that I could I could take that at face value. But goddamn, that fucking steakhouse as it burned looked shot for shot, looked just like they do in the game. I was real fucked up off of that, or at least looked like how I remember it in the game. You played it more recently.
It is. I played it more recently. But did you notice this? Like I was talking to my partner about it, and they made David way more. Not only like made him like actually rapey.
Yeah.
Like he was unbuckling his pants. I'm like, I didn't like that change, and I want to. Of course, we can. I didn't want to put that in the group chat. I mean, the chat at work while we was going back talking about that. I was just like,
he was.
I was like, I didn't like that.
It's not that I like that he's a creep, because I simply don't.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that realness, and also something like that I noticed. And I have not seen anybody talk about yet amongst people who've been discussing it. I'm like, how's y'all missing this, man? Ellie says, you gonna chop me up into little pieces? And basically he's like, little pieces, that what you said? You know what I'm saying? He basically, you know what I'm saying? He literally is about to chop her up in little pieces. But when it all come down to it, she chopped that motherfucker up into itty bitty fucking pieces. Chopped the shit out that motherfucker. She chopped him up into itty bitty pieces, and I was like, "That's so dope to me." And ain't nobody said shit about that, man. I'm like, how's y'all missing the fucking you know what I'm saying, the synchronicity of that? You know what I'm saying? That shit was she was worried about it happening to her, and then she made it happen to that motherfucker.
He did that to him.
Yeah, bro. That it was so good. It was so fucking good, y'all. And over and over again, man, we tell y'all, bro, that I hope after y'all watch this series, you go back and play the game. It's just worth it. It is. It's like having a good book adaptation occur. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Last of Us. Fuck
yeah. I like. Maybe I'll just say that for the next show. I was about to say.
Fair enough.
No. It'll be really quick. So, I listened to this podcast called the King Cast, and they found this book I read by Stephen King called "The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon." And at the end, which I hate, is some ambiguity about did she die or not at the end of the book. And then I listened to this podcast. Finally, after all these years, they do the Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, and they didn't mention if they thought she died or not at the end. Joe be fucking nuts. Like I even looked on Rick. I don't think they don't even do like
feedback.
Fan feedback. But yeah, I finished it like 2 Saturdays ago, and I'm like, I still don't know if she died or not. And I was like, I don't know anybody else who's even read the book. So, yeah. I'll leave that as my part of entertainment.
Fair enough.
The rest of it has been.
Oh, well, I've been playing Fortnite because Fortnite season ends tonight. Tomorrow, the new season of Fortnite begins. Pretty hype off of that. Attack on Titan stuff's going to be in it. There's rumors they're going to have first-person mode. They put first-person mode in fucking Fortnite. It's over for y'all bitches. I'm pretty good at Fortnite as it is. Give me fucking behind the camera popping. Over for y'all bitches. Y'all don't want none of this. It's over, I'm telling you. Today, they released the Resident Evil 4 remake, what they call the Chainsaw demo. It's a demo for Resident Evil 4, the remake. Resident Evil 4 is one of my top, probably my second favorite game of all time. I've beaten that game like Ant beats Last of Us. I beat that game like 13 times. It's my shit. I love it. And they're remaking it, and it's like... It's my dog just over here coughing. It's way darker. It's way more scary. Way more intense. And I'm like, is this good? But I know what it's going to be. Once I get it trucking, I'll be fine. And doing puzzles and popping and shit like that there. So, but man, it's kind of like, whew. And I already got 5 on it over at the local GameStop. So I mean, you know what I'm saying, it's like I had reserved a copy. So I need to go. I gotta go pay it off tomorrow, tomorrow. So But beyond that, that's what I've been on, man. Of course, like I said, I told Ant last week about that, about the YouTube channel I watched where the lady, there's a therapist who talks about The Last of Us from that perspective. It's delight. I didn't watch her new episode today, but I did watch the new, speaking of Last of Us, I did watch Hot Ones today with Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
Delight. Sheer delight. Pedro Pascal, I've been watching new interviews everywhere talking about stuff. I really like that guy. Just good people, man, to me. And that's a good episode. That's like one of the better episodes of Hot Ones in some time, in my opinion. I'm saying everybody probably deal fine with it. I really like that episode. So I tell you to watch that, man. Box, man, what you been on in the realm of trying to keep your sanity and keep chill, watching, enjoying, and playing around with?
I watched the third season of Demon Slayer. I watched the Chris Rock live that was on Saturday.
Yes.
And then I watched a lot of health videos, a lot of YouTube, a lot of Good Mythical Morning.
Yeah. Because like I said, we're getting toward a wrap up. What'd you think of that Chris Rock special?
It was hard to have like a real opinion about it because it was basically the same set that Anthony and I saw when he was here back in June. He just expanded on the Will Smith stuff at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I kind of basically already seen it.
Yeah.
I think like it's been when was that? Was that in June?
Pretty sure. Yeah, it was like around. It was like around your. It was like a week after your birthday, maybe.
I remember. I know I remember the part about his daughter, which like I said, it was kind of just like rewatching a movie you already seen and you kind of want to watch again. Mm-hmm. But like most of the stuff like at the beginning was new. And like the whole, of course, he didn't really talk about Will Smith much when because that shit had pretty much just happened when we seen him.
Yeah, it was like
but
2.5 months past. But he said he would talk about it more later. That he didn't want to like talk about it at that point. But man, he clearly wanted to talk about it on Saturday.
He was hyped.
So I started it. I got, let's say, halfway through it, and like I was like, sure. I was not like, this is hilarious like some people have been, because it just wasn't that. It wasn't that to me. That's fine.
It wasn't hilarious. It's kind of like, it seems like some comedians get to the stage where it's like less punchlines, more story.
It's the only thing that really got my goat a little bit. I'm just so fucking sick and tired of every comedian swearing they a victim of cancel culture. Nigga, you on stage in front of the world, quite literally for him that day. You ain't a victim of cancel culture, guy. Nobody's canceling you. You're good. Stop it. And I get it. That's their crap. They all got to talk about it because they all worry about it. But I'm like, it's just, buddy. Everybody who gets, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody, I'm sure, but I'm like, it's just okay. And I hadn't watched, because I didn't finish it. I didn't see the 10 minutes about Will Smith. But what everybody's telling me is, man, it was not bad, but bad in the fact that they said it clearly looked like he was about to cry, like he had gotten that emotional while doing it. And I'm like, I don't know if that's healthy. But again, I'm not Chris Rock. Maybe getting it out means it's out and now he's done with it, or he'll go back and tweak some more or whatever. But I was just like, damn, I hate that it had to go that way. You feel me?
It's kind of it's hard. I feel bad for him because dude was like actually like going through therapy and working through some shit, and then you got slapped in front of the world. Yeah. Like in front of the world, like you working through stuff about being abused
as a child
and stuff as a child,
and then getting abused.
And then
terrible, man.
Yeah. And like I do feel bad. Like T said, he definitely was tearing up.
Yeah, he was definitely emotional about it because he even fucked up the joke at one point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
a couple of times because he was saying emancipation instead of concussion.
Yeah. And that's more where I'm like, we, the royal we, society, did that man a disservice by trying to make it seem like it was a back and forth at all to be had there. He was assaulted, and we support victims. That should have been the end of that shit. And basically it has been Will Smith ain't getting no awards, ain't getting invited back to whatever, kind of. But people still in the community, you know what I'm saying, was trying to back and forth it and like, well, you know what I'm saying, he knew she had whatever. Like, maybe. But I know plenty of people who don't know. I know people who work in video game industry that don't know video games is coming out. People don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel
but just like with black people, we should be arrested. We shouldn't be killed.
For sure.
If Chris Rock did something wrong, as in telling the joke he shouldn't have said, well, that was up for them to cut his mic. No, hitting him is not the thing to do.
Exactly. And so that will always that should and I wish it would have stood the test of time. It shouldn't have been Chris Rock having to fucking have himself explained or Chris Rock shouldn't have to say, I didn't know she did that she had a disease. Because Chris Rock is the victim here. He shouldn't have to explain himself. And that happens to black people so often. We have to explain ourselves in a court of law, even though we are the victim of shit and so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that for him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not knocking his comedy special. Good on him for getting out there and having a good live special that honest to God was seen all around the world. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm whatever for it. It was not hyper funny to me, but that's just because I don't know. I just seen a comedian the night before and shit. So I already had the buzz of live comedy in my head going. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's all it is, man. No disrespect to my man, and he don't know who I am, and he's wealthy, so don't matter.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we all got a good chunk of it watched under us. Y'all finished it, I'm saying, and plus y'all seen them live, and I'm saying I'm glad I got to watch some of it. Last dumb thing.
Yeah. I just kind of feel like at the end of the day, it's like seeing him being unhinged for the last 20 minutes of it wasn't that enjoyable.
Yeah,
it was kind of like that's kind of sad, bro.
It's sad that he even had to go there, and that's real. But the internet seemed to think, Will Smith got. I'm like, I guess
I don't know. I saw a lot of mixed reactions to that on Twitter, especially on Black Twitter. Black Twitter was not a fan.
Oh yeah, yeah,
and it's the ups and it's always the ups and downs of Black Twitter. It's motherfuckers who are like, I never fuck with Chris Rock since he said let Louis C.K. say nigga, and then it's a lot of motherfuckers who's like, Chris Rock being anti-black women, which is just something I'm like, where'd you pull that out? Where did you even get that from? Because I know to the contrary. He said some shit about trans people. I'm like, he did, and nothing that he said was offensive or disrespectful to trans people in any way, shape, or form. So what we saying about? I mean, so it's like at some point it's just motherfuckers who don't like Chris Rock. That's what that I feel. That's what you were getting the C box. Is like these motherfuckers didn't fuck with Chris Rock to begin with, and wouldn't go fuck with him after this, and fuck him. Yeah, again, Chris Rock was a victim here, and we support victims. That's just what it is. So.
Yeah, I just the only thing that like confuses me, I'm not quite, I don't know how I feel yet about it. Is it punching up or is it punching down? Like continuing to like bring up this, like I said, that part was so unhinged to me. Yeah. It didn't really feel like comedy. He was just pacing around, spewing out hateful, like not necessarily hateful facts.
It didn't fit the
but
flow
like,
of the rest of the show. It was like the show was over, and then he just took the last 10 minutes to shit on Will Smith.
Yeah,
yeah. Like I know like that last part of 8 Mile where Bunny Rabbit dropped him like fuck the yeah.
His real name's Clarence.
Out of 8 Mile.
Clarence has 2 good parents.
I'll never understand why that's a bad thing, Eminem. What's that about? I mean, I guess Clarence was. You remember when who was it? It was Boss when it came out back in the day that Boss was from a good home but went to a private school. They was like she can't be spitting gangster flows because her life was decent. They've been saying the same shit about John Morant lately.
I seen the video, yeah.
It's like, buddy, I don't know. I simply don't. Y'all got to settle down trying to tell people how they should and should not live because they have parents. Fucking weird.
This is where that thing we've all experienced. I'm not gonna say like I'm from the hood or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is, dudes from like back in the day from Bedford used to come to where we lived at. Like it's that same. I'm not saying like. I always felt like those were the kind of guys that was more dangerous. Like they had to, prove themselves more that they was hard or something because of where they were from. Like those were all the more dangerous guys. Those were the guys who did carry guns or did want to when things started getting loud. Like, hey, we gonna get out of here. Because these dudes from Bedford's got to fight tonight because they got to prove who they are.
Yeah.
It's.
Hey, I truly.
Why have what's the point of having Instagram a gun out on Instagram Live? What is the point of that?
I like the fact that they literally tried to make a police case about it, but then they was like, oh, it's open carry in this state. There's really nothing nothing can be done except for. Like, yeah, that's what.
Unless you got that suitcase gun from RoboCop 2, get out of my face. I don't care about no other gun in my life.
All right, last dumb story. I forgot to tell y'all this in my little section. My glasses, my eye doctor called me up, telling me my glasses is ready, and I can come collect them. Send my son to go get my glasses. Comes home, brings my glasses. I put them bitches on. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Because I can't see for shit. And I'm like, this don't feel right. And I grabbed this very pack of Trident bubble gum, and I try to read the ingredients with my new glasses, and I'm like, I can't see that. I'm an old man now, so I have to have progressive lenses. So the bottom part is readers, and the top part is my regular glasses. The glasses were made out of the wrong material. I look at them glasses, and the bitches was thick as fucking bulletproof glasses, Bodega glass in them bitches. And I was like, that's not what I paid for. I'm blind, so
I need just the Aki way.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, this ain't right. This is bullshit. 2, they didn't have the progressive part, so I called the doctor. I called the eye doctor back. She goes, bring me in. I'll take a look at him. I'm like, oh, yes, you will.
Sure.
So I go back there. She look at him. She goes, yeah, it says right here it's supposed to be made out of high index glass. I'm like, yes, and clearly that's not that material, right? So she's right, and I go. And you can see that there's no readers at the bottom of this, right? She's like, you're right. And she goes, I will fix this for you right now. She goes, I'm not charging you anything, blah, blah, yakety schmackety. But what the whole ass shit is that? You know what I'm saying? I've been going to these people, probably the 20 years I've worked the job I've worked. I've been going there for a very long time, and they ain't never fucked up. And to this day was the day they went down. And I was like, this is some horse shit. And I thought you'd appreciate that story. There you go.
Are thick ass glasses like? Are those the thing of the past?
They are.
Are we up to take?
So like again, I am blind as a bat, super duper. Like look through that fucking lens and see how terrible my vision is. But my lenses are as thick as my frame. You know what I'm saying there is no little lead over. I got them shits today, bruh, and they was like, I was like, I hadn't seen glasses that thick in. That I have since I was a child, my mama couldn't get me the thin lenses. You know what I'm saying? So they can be made.
I remember those as a kid. Like I remember this kid named Richard had some thick ass glasses, and I just remember them. Like you back in the day, you could hardly see people's eyes because the glasses used to be so thick.
Bruh, I was telling a coworker about that day because she trained me on some stuff. And that's the exact same story she told me. She goes, I remember people having glasses where I couldn't even see their eyes. I'm like, yeah, that's basically what they tried to hand your boy today. And I was like, get the fuck right out of here. In the meantime, I had ordered myself some sunglasses from Zini. We discussed that last week. Zini has the habit of always beating my eye doctor, meaning my glasses is made and shipped and come to me before my eye doctor does it. And now, because the eye doctor has fucked up, Zini's back on the clock. Will my sunglasses show up before my real glasses show up? We'll discuss next week. We'll see. But there you go. We have given you a show. You got about damn near 2.5 hours worth, and I'm not really going to cut much of it. Pages you'll get again. I gave that show to you last week. No one responded, but I did give you the show last week. Dan, you didn't know this because you weren't here last week. I'm just giving patrons the show raw unedited unless we fuck up and I got to take something out on the Friday after we record it. They get no notes or nothing like that. They just get the show and the ability to listen to it in its rawest form the day after we make it going forward. And of course, everybody else, you know what I'm saying, y'all get it next week. But you get better product. You're gonna get show art and show notes and so forth and so on. And so
may even get a little talk of us talking about our dicks.
We did say it this week.
And didn't do it last week either. Clean show. Just want to give it up. You know what I'm saying? So you
weren't working blue.
You patrons will have this show tomorrow, and everybody else you'll get it next week, and you'll enjoy, and I know you will. Give us a call, 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. Certainly love to hear from you. Go buy a shirt, tpublic.com. They've been emailing me so God bless it hard lately that I have to believe there's a sale every damn day. Go ahead, get you a shirt. Enjoy. It's all to the good. Everything else is at the beginning of the show. You know what it is. Your links will be in the show notes. I think I got everything is in here already copied and pasted, so your notes are prepared. So you're good, people. Oh, you know what? I didn't read that one, so we're going to erase that from the notes. Worry not. Maybe you'll get it next week. I had too many wedding ones popping this week, y'all. It's just a lot going on there. Oh, you know what? That ain't right either. All right. So clearly, I need to work on my my show notes because I some shit that's missing here. Oh, I forgot all about this one, bro. I got some amateur assholes for y'all next week. Don't worry.
Is it gonna be a all asshole episode?
All asshole all the time, yo. That is Big Anthony, aka Tatum 216.
Good night.
It's Lunchbox 2099. We missed you. Glad to have you back this week, sir.
Fueled by blood pressure medication, which I'm an hour past due on taking right now.
Hey, man. I'll do it right here in front of you. Right here.
Yeah, mine's upstairs on my nightstand.
I need a beverage to send that the rest of the way down, but it's down. I've done my part. Oh, in case you're wondering, the other guy taking blood pressure medicine here, because this is a show full of old men at this point. I am the Internet's Tayrell 713. You've just been podcast to, and I'm certain you loved it. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.